a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
It might be better. Things were done, but we're kind of at a, hey, we'll see if it worked. Is that about right? What did you say? I think so.
I hope so.
Okay. So, anyways, YouTubers, that's
I haven't had to restart yet, so
we're 2 minutes
in. We're golden.
That's a positive.
Already doing better than Monday and Tuesday.
Yes.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly?
I can't even think of anything.
Me neither. Did you guys? Oh, there were 2 things. One I forgot to bring up yesterday, and then one that happened yesterday to bring up today. Number one, I'm not going to say who it is because that would. Did you guys see the happy birthday message yesterday? I have this thing now a lot of companies do this. There's somebody tasked to sending out like, hey, happy birthday to Jason Ross, the email.
Did you see that one?
Wow, that's a great point. Oh, that kind of ties into what I'm about to say. And I don't mean, look, we've got 4 radio stations. We're only here. We leave a lot of times when people are coming in. People come in and out. It's radio.
Our emails never leave.
Did you see who they wished happy birthday
Yes.
to? Okay, do you know that person?
Yes.
I do not know that person.
But you do.
Yes.
I don't mean like, if you guys hung out.
No,
you're right.
I don't. But only because
I've never even heard the name.
You have.
I have.
Because that's when I learned the person. At our last all staff downstairs where you and I did celebrity birthdays.
Yeah.
That person was highlighted a couple times and I went, who's that?
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying a lot of attention.
Because it's a different name.
Yes, it is.
And
that's why it caught my eye.
Said that person's name. I'm like,
oh.
So yes.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
But if I was to say, what does this person do?
I have a rough idea. Yeah.
Dude, he hosts the show right after you guys.
Oh, Alan Styles.
Oh, Styles with an I.
Yeah.
Well, and then Jason Ross doesn't get a birthday email. What is up with that?
I'm new here.
I know that some people request to have their names off of the birthday list.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that true? Why would you do that? I'm honestly curious.
If you don't want people going like, oh, hey, happy birthday.
That was not me. I like people to tell me.
I mean, I don't like
Well, we all crave attention, so.
No, I actually, honestly.
I didn't think that was a thing.
I think you and I are kind of the same way with the birthday. Like, hey, happy birthday and all that. But the older I get, the less I want to deal with
maybe
it.
Since Jason's been here, maybe there's a limit on birthday wishes.
I've passed the limits.
You've been capped.
And then there's and then did you guys get the thing for the retirement lunch for Tom?
Yes.
I didn't.
There was a all staff.
You did.
Yeah, you did. So, like, why are we having like, look, I'm all for it. I'll go. But why are we having a retirement lunch for a guy? Like, it's in June. He retired. Like, don't you usually do this before somebody retires?
I'm guessing it's because he didn't announce until so late.
Oh, okay. Well, then that gets back to
which
why,
I know wasn't a decision of his.
I was going to say, well, why didn't he announce till late?
He, I believe, was
we
suggested to say.
Okay, I don't want to touch that because that's going to fire me up, and probably is proprietary.
I think the word was out before, but I think then it was kept quiet, and I don't know if it was kind of there was a big event over the weekend, and that was kind of a nice culmination.
No, that was a great way to go out. Let me ask you this, Chris. If I knew the answer as to why that happened that way, would it fire me up?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll leave it alone.
I think you already know.
I think I already know too. I do. I can guess. Also, more company news. Good morning, everybody. Hey, so a lot of companies do this too. Like, they'll send out a big corporate survey, and you take the survey, and then there's like, it's a few months out, so they can gather it. And then somebody corporate will send out a thing that's like, hey, so here's how many people have responded from this market and that market. And I saw like where our market was, which is pretty low. Like, we're ahead of, like, I think Salt Lake City. And then it broke it down by station. Did you see that?
I didn't see that part.
Bro. It broke it down by station. I wonder if I erased it or not. And God, I get a lot of stupid emails. Just, I mean, like junk, like not, just junky emails. Here we go. Okay. So we're second to last, right?
As an overall company.
Out of 3, 6, 7 markets, right? Basically, we're second to last. And, so,
and then there are 4 stations.
Here's the percentage breakdown of this building.
Okay.
Promotions, 100% have responded.
Okay.
Management, 83. Sales, 78. The other 3 radio stations, 73.
Oh, so they have programming or the 3 stations?
Yeah, it's like programming down the hall and then programming down that hall. So basically KHTK, right? Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So programming everyone else, 73%. Us, 31%. I'm like, that. So that fired me up. I'm like, excuse me, everybody. And I'm like, wait, what? No, because now it's competitive. This can't happen. I can't find the email. I literally searched it. I cannot. Why are you shaking your head? Are you shaking your head at me?
Because you didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
You're one of the
I know
69%.
I know.
Chris, did you do it?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
So really, me and Jason are the ones pumping up the numbers to 31%.
Like, legitimately.
Yeah.
Like, you guys might be the only ones.
Probably.
But no, honest to God.
I feel heroic.
No, I want to do it. So I emailed the lady that sent all the stuff out. I was like, I've looked. I did all the things you said to search. Like, I always fill those out. Well, you used to be the program director. I usually fill them out, but sometimes I'm late. But I get them done. And I haven't. It's not
Did she respond?
Yeah, she said that to each person is their own. Like I said, could you just please forward it to me? And she said it has to be like generated from the thing, but she's going to email them and be on the lookout and all that. So I'm on the lookout, but I don't remember ever seeing it. And I put in all the keywords and all that stuff. So obviously it's something that if you guys did it and got it, then it's obviously something going on with my email or something like that. But yeah, like, I want to get it done. Come on, we can't do that. We can't.
Did you try checking survey?
Dude, I did. Well, I don't want to say the words, but I did. Well, no, I did the 2 keywords she said to use.
You have that many emails?
I don't. That's not a flex. I'm telling you, I have that
through the station.
Well, I have. So the way, because I have an iPhone, right? Yeah. So I don't know if it works. I imagine it works the same on Android, but so I have like my personal email account, and then I have a secondary personal email account. I actually have 3 personal email accounts. No, like one's for like just family. Yeah. No, it's one of them's like a Hotmail account, like forever. And then I have an email account for Huddersfield Town, and I have an email account for here, right? So but they all come into the same box.
They do?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I can separate them out if I need to and go to each individual email folder. Super great radio. But they all come into my same.
I just mine are on different apps on my phone.
No.
So
They're all.
I have the work email and then a couple different personal emails that I just hit those and there they are.
I cleared my when I wake up. One of the things I do when I get on my phone, the first things I do is go through just clear out my email. And
you cleared it out.
Yeah, I cleared it out this morning.
No, you cleared out the survey
at 3:30.
If it's not there, you cleared it out, which is fine.
I mean, I guess
it didn't come in a normal. I would say it wasn't like you. How did you miss it? I could see how you missed it. Let's put it that way. Would you agree with that?
No,
Chris?
yeah.
Like it wasn't like it was just a little bit of a different
look.
Yeah, I guess. Or just it wouldn't have been like, hey, Dave, here's a cert. It just was. It could have looked like junk to you.
I mean, I definitely. I wonder if it went in my junk folder.
Right. I mean,
well, I guess when you search, I think it comes up with your junk. I don't know. Anyways, I want to get it done. We can't be having that. Anyway, today is getaway day. Just a reminder, I'm gone tomorrow, and then back Friday. We'll back on the air Friday.
You sound like you're from London.
It's always like, so now everything's happening where it's like check into here and check into there and do this and blah 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 and all that. And I'm actually driving kids' final band performance for Avery's tonight and all the awards and and then that'll get over at like 10. And then I'm driving to South San Francisco and parking there and then flying out tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Sounds fun.
No. Plus I can't sleep on planes.
You're just staying at a hotel?
Yeah, I'm staying at a hotel tomorrow night, which is like
a nap tonight.
Or I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm staying at the hotel tonight. Probably get in there around 1. And then I'm up at boardings international boardings at 5:15. Plane at 6. What do you do there? Probably get there but like no one's there. I mean, well, also SFO has clear. I have that clear thing. I know this, guys. Everybody listening. I'm just going through the checklist here. But the problem is for days like
your charger.
I have 4. I have 3 regular ones, and then I have like the giant brick that would charge this phone 8 times.
Good.
And I'm gonna,
You're
course,
prepared.
Totally. I am so prepared.
You have socks.
And this is the thing that like I do. I know just to give you an idea of how terrible I am. I have a picture because I leave stuff over there. I have a picture of the closet over there, and then
so you don't need to bring anything,
so that I can remember, and then the shoes, so that I can go. Okay, I don't need to bring this and that.
Just bringing chargers.
I'm 100% gonna forget something. Like last night, I almost freaked out because I almost forgot my computer. I haven't used that computer in forever. The one I
haven't left yet.
Right, but I had this flash because I hadn't used it. The computer was put away somewhere, and if I lost my computer, that's what I broadcast on from. I'd be like, "Oh, hey, sorry," and you're gone. Chris is doing the show all week next week by himself.
Fun.
I'm gonna forget something. It's gonna be fun to talk about Friday. What did Dave forget? That is incredible. Like Dave brought no socks. Anyway. And by the way, on Friday, maybe Monday, I've been saving the story. I know we got a break. I may or may not share the story of the absolute ridiculous family squabble going on right now in regards to my aunt that passed away 2 weeks ago. And if it was like super serious and bad, I wouldn't share it. But this is actually kind of just families, dude. We'll take a break. When we come back, we have game 1 in the books from the conference finals. The A's, more like the F's, right? They're failing. Okay. And we have the other final going on tonight. A lot of stuff to get to today. I hope you enjoyed all of us. I hope you will enjoy all of us today. We will enjoy you. Sit back, relax. Leading off is next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here reminding you to gear up for Memorial Day and summer barbecue parties at Amy's Outdoor Living, your grilling headquarters. Now, while others have raised prices, Amy's is keeping their low prices through May 26th. Weber, Traeger, Rectech, Blackstone. New Traeger Woodridge, $200 off at $6.99. The popular Weber Genesis starts at $7.99. $7.99. Rectech pellet grills, my brother's favorite. Lowest price of the year. And Gosney pizza ovens. I've had mine for a year. I love it. Starts at $3.99 plus no sales tax on in-stock patio furniture through May 26th. You need umbrellas or cushions? Amy's has a great supply in many colors. Memorial Day is the perfect time to get that new barbecue grill you want. Amy's Outdoor Living in 2 locations. In Sacramento on El Camino near Watt, and in the El Dorado Town Center.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
OKC down 8-0 to start by as many as 9 in the opening half. Walloped the Wolves in game 1, 114-88, a resounding message sent by the top-seeded Thunder as they pick off the Wolves in game 1 decisively, 114-88.
Yeah.
How did it get to that?
Yeah. That was
midpoint third, Thunder or T-Wolves up 2. It's like we got a great game going on.
It's a great game.
And then we didn't have a great game.
And I'm thinking, honestly,
were they thunderstruck?
Like the AC/DC song.
Yeah. That one.
I don't know, man.
Have you thought about this Thunder team? I know you haven't thought about it much.
I haven't.
You don't really. They're put together
pretty
well.
Put together.
I was
yeah.
pretty disgusted last night.
Huh?
I was pretty disgusted last night.
What were you disgusted with?
Just seeing a tweet.
Oh,
are the Thunder your girlfriend?
You know what? Hey.
Whose tweet was this, Chris?
This is a great rabbit hole he's just opened here because I haven't really put a ton of thought into it. I was basically tweeting a lot of what I was saying about Sam Presti yesterday. Just the situation the Thunder are in now, the way they're set up for the future, and then how if I bought an NBA team, the first thing I do is lay out a 5-year 150. Yeah, we talked all about that. And I said, great. You know what? Let me tell you something, dude. That is a great rabbit hole. Okay, let's put this in marriage terms. This is a really, really good thing to think about. The Sacramento Kings are my wife of 20 years. Long time. Well, they're my wife of 40 years, but I'm just saying, in reality, in marriage terms, it would be like 20 years because, every year of marriage is like 2 years of real life. 20 years. We have 2 wonderful children that we have raised. Very similar, actually, in my life right now. I'm married. But holy crap, dude. Oh my God, this is a lot like my marriage. It really is. My wife and I have gotten along probably 30% of the time we've been married. I've said that, but we've done it completely wrong. I love her, she loves me. We'll be married 18 years this July. But holy Christ, we've fought probably more than we've gotten along throughout the years. No doubt. And probably would have gotten divorced a billion times if it wasn't for the kids and our financial situation. We're very open about that when we talk about that. This is very much like. Now, that being said, I'm probably going to be with her for the rest of my life. I recognize that. But, holy crap, dude. I think the Kings are almost exactly
Are you okay?
No, I just had this, I had this whole realization just happen. They're incredibly similar. The Kings are like a marriage in the sense that we've been married a long time. We love each other. We have raised kids together. We have eternal bonds, right? But, here's where it gets different. This is where it's not like my marriage. But now I'm going to go back to the analogy. But in this marriage with the Kings, we rarely get along. She's always mean to me. We're romantic once a year. You know what I'm saying? We did that whole thing where $1 for every time is your Mother's Day present. She'd be getting a chalupa, right? That's how it is. And then all of a sudden, Like, I'm just tired of seeing my buddies who are going out and it's like, oh yeah, I had this great relationship. Well, we broke up. It was pretty bad for a month. I was lonely, maybe 3 months, but now I found this it's a whole new love, brand new relationship. She's amazing. And then it's like I start going to the gym or something, and I'm on a treadmill next to like this absolutely not only knockout that like went to Harvard and loves sports and is into me. And I'm like, I'm married. I'm not going to cheat on my wife, but my God, I wish I could kind of snap my fingers sometimes. Like, I'm not going to cheat, but this is like the perfect. I want the girl on the treadmill so badly, and would probably be happier than I've ever been in my life. Who knows? Grass is always greener. I know I'd be happier in the immediacy, but I am committed. This is what I've committed to, and I am loyal. And all I can hope is that this marriage, the Kings, can somehow, although they've shown no signs of doing it, just the occasional thing, somehow be more like what's on the treadmill.
Is treadmill person
the Thunder? Yeah, absolutely. Treadmill person's the Thunder. And you know what? They're over on the, I don't know, she's doing the pulley thing where you pull from up to down. Russell, of course, know what it is because he's a gym guy. Look over there. They're San Antonio looking at me like, hey, I listened to your show. And I'm like, oh, I'm embarrassed. And she's like, no. Like, honestly, it's not that your show, you guys, it's not that you're funny. It's the intelligence like, I get all the jokes.
She's super young. Almost uncomfortably young.
Yeah. Where it's like, okay, this is the forbidden fruit over here. Right. But it's like, why couldn't you be? I know.
This is getting weird.
Oh, remind me about the Belichick. Just say Belichick to me in like a couple segments randomly. I actually have something to tell you. So, yeah.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Billy Madison on this.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, I actually think this is something I'm gonna be thinking about.
Proud of this.
I'm actually proudly sad, like, because it's too close to, like, wow, the synergy. My two biggest relationships in my life, well, other than my kids and my parents.
I hate to inform you.
Whoa, shots taken at your sister.
Oh yeah, okay, she's fine.
Did you see who showed up on the stationary bike over there?
Who?
Your ex, the Pacers. Looking good.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like, that's the one that, like, that's the one.
Doing a lot of talking over
like,
there.
if I was a cheater, that's the one that I had a little side fling with for a minute, but then dumped her. Just wasn't working out. And now she's like, all the bad habits she had when she was with me, she's gotten rid of.
Talking about her.
She's lost. I mean, she's model gorgeous now, and she's over there just yapping at me like, how's your marriage? Yeah, you having fun? Great. We could be in Hawaii right now. I could be rubbing something that smells like coconut on your shoulders, and you're over there getting browbeaten because you didn't do the dishes. Sucker. And then flipping me off while she's treadmilling. That's the Pacers. But the Thunder, I'm like, why can't? It's right there. That's the blueprint. What, sweetheart? Look
the Thunder run in slow motion. It's the slow motion jog.
It's the Bo Derek.
Yeah.
And of course, I can't say to my wife, hey, because this always works out great. Hey, sweetheart, I was thinking, see her over on the treadmill. Could you just be more like her? That's going to go over amazingly. Can't do that. In fact, better chance that she'll do the opposite. So you're stuck. You're stuck in sports marriage purgatory. On like the little hamster on the thing. Well, see, Chris, you put me down a whole rabbit hole there. That's going to probably come back up later. We'll take a break. The A's lost, and they're sucking right now. Knicks Pacers tonight, Eastern Conference Finals. Ooh-ah. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Thunder trounced the Wolves. We've got audio and more next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. TJ McFarland out with that left adductor strain, left game action after covering first base on a ground out. Manager Mark Kotze said an MRI revealed a grade 2 strain and that there will be some time missed. JT Ginn, out with that right elbow inflammation, will join the A's in San Francisco. Next step is a bullpen, and if all goes well, he will return to the rotation. This injury report was brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Have an injury? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, an injury law firm, has many happy clients in Sacramento and the surrounding areas who have called Downtown. Get paid for your injuries from slip and falls or auto accidents. One of their most recent settlements was $1.5 million for a motorcycle accident. Have you had an auto accident? Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222 and visit them at calldowntown.com.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads, great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage, weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans, also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke. Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
When you stay in your home, what you love gets to stay too. From the gardens that grow wild to the grandkids that run wilder. From the Friday night baseball games to the Sunday morning brunches. Even the daily crosswords and weekly book clubs. There's room for it all with help from Home Instead, the largest in-home senior care network with over 30 years of trusted experience delivering the peace of mind you deserve. Visit Home Instead online for a better what's next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Skeeter here. Got a question. What's small and dark with white bands on its legs and bites during the day?
Mosquitoes. Hi, I'm Luz Maria Robles, but these are 2 new types of day-biting mosquitoes. They're invading our area and becoming a big problem.
And they can be dangerous.
But we're on it, so when you see them, report it at fightthebite.net. In the meantime, use insect repellent and drain stagnant water around your yard.
We're here to help with these day-biting mosquitoes.
Visit us at fightthebite.net.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Can't check into my flight. It says your check-in is blocked. Please see a crew member tomorrow morning. Yeah, that's a good sign.
That.
I like that call. Not a very good call. Well, I'll tell you this. Hey, Jason, the Oklahoma City Thunder checked into a win.
Yes, they did.
This was interesting because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I did a whole episode of by the way, we'll talk about this later. R.I.P. George Wendt, who played Norm on Cheers. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I mean, I know it happens, but Norm, Norm. That's going to hit people of one generation a lot more than the other. But there was a thing out on Twitter yesterday that it was like 18 minutes and 24 seconds of every time his character Norm walked in the bar. Nice. And if you never saw Cheers, his character would walk in, he'd go, "Good afternoon, everybody," or "Good evening, everybody." Norm. And then somebody would ask him a question, small talk would be like, "How's the world treating you, Norm?" And he'd always have a one-liner, "It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear," was my favorite. Or, what's happening? He goes, or what's going down? And he goes, "Beer down my gullet." In about 2 seconds, something like that. Anyways, so that sucked. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But it was like an episode in my head because going into the half and watching the first half, I'm like, uh-oh. So this is what we talked about yesterday. Was Denver that good? Or did they expose a vulnerability that Minnesota's going to pick up on? And that's exactly what it looked like to me. Honest to goodness, it looked like it was either going to be a very close. Well, it looked like it was going to be a very close game.
Yeah, for sure.
But very much Minnesota could grab game one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened in the Denver series. And then they went on, I don't know how high it got, but I know at one point, I think it was 19-2 was the run Oklahoma City got on. And that was over. It was it.
I mean, literally, if you didn't see the game, you go, "Oh, man, OKC took care of business," which in the end they did.
Sure.
Like, oh, well, that was dominant. And it was dominant for about a quarter and a half, but that's all they need sometimes. It reminds me a little bit like when the Warriors were truly in their run. Everybody has a run in them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice 9-0 run by the Kings.
Sure.
The Warrior run was like an avalanche. I mean, it was like 23-2, and it just ended the game. That's what they hit them with. I mean, that run was just too much. It was the T-Wolves were playing fine, actually pretty well.
Yeah.
And then they weren't, and it was over.
70-40 in the second half.
Oh, man.
And it's not, the 70 is one thing. Okay, so 70 points, that's 140 for a game. Yeah. Wow, what offense.
Way above what they were doing.
I think what really impressed me more was you held the Timberwolves to 40 points in the second half. That's if we'll see how the next 3 to 6 games go.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't know any better, especially considering this is an Oklahoma City Thunder team that just got off a bloodbath series that went 7, whereas Minnesota's been chilling. Minnesota didn't look rusty.
No.
They didn't come out of the box. You think, okay, maybe the Thunder. Exactly. Like you'd flip-flop it and go, okay, well, OKC is going to have a nice lead at the half, and then Minnesota loses, but they have a better second half. Maybe they were rusty. We'll see in game 2. No, this was the opposite. OKC came out like, all right, we got to figure whatever out. It looked to me like the simplest explanation is OKC just has too many weapons. They're too deep. And as the game goes on, they just wear you down with their depth and you're screwed. That's how that would be for me what I take from game one. We're going to need a repeat of that to see if that's true. But
yeah, more games to be played. But yeah, I would say that would be kind of the cliff notes of how they did it, right? They just kind of hung in there, stayed close enough. I thought there were moments early on where Minnesota had a couple of shots to like get this to 13, 14, 15, didn't.
Right.
And then by half it was 4. And it's like, man, I feel like they've played kind of a lot better than them. And it was 4, which you'll still take on the road. Sure. And then, yeah, once it turned, it got really bad for the T-Wolves.
Anthony Edwards had 18 points on 5 of 13. Julius Randle continues his good run, 28 and 8 as Brightside's 5 turnovers. He and Ant combined for 9 turnovers on the night. And they played, at the end it was a blowout, but Minnesota's basically got an 8 deep rotation.
Which I think is enough. But OKC, to your point, hit you with even more numbers, and they got production from a lot of people because Minnesota's bench was awful.
Minnesota's bench was
last night.
It's
good normally.
They played a lot of guys off the bench, but
at the end,
nobody over 6 minutes other than Naz Reid, DiVincenzo, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, whereas the Thunder got double-digit minutes out of Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Alex Caruso, Kenrich Williams. And Williams, again, every single night it's somebody different, but Kenrich Williams had a nice little spurt there and completely helped turn that game around. You know what I also realized last night, too, with all the talking that's been going on about Karl Anthony Towns on the Knicks and Julius Randle on the Wolves and that, and then the rematch of the Pacers and the new champion and like all the different storylines, right? You know what I'm not saying it should be talked about a ton, but I feel like it should be talked about more. You have 2 first cousins going at it in the Western Conference Finals, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's super cool. Like, it's not a McGrady-Carter thing when they didn't even know they were cousins until what was it? I just saw the story not that long ago. Like, I think it was Vince Carter was at a family barbecue.
McGrady was at it.
Was it McGrady at a family barbecue and then was talking to one of his grandma or something and mentioned, your cousin Vince. Tracy's like, Vince Carter, North Carolina, what? And then they call him right. Like, I honestly never knew that. Mm-hmm. No, that's pretty cool when something like that happens. I mean, it's better if it was like the Lopez twins or something. I get it, but still, I think that's a really cool storyline.
Yeah, for sure.
Either way, let's get to some highlights here, just so you can relive it just like we did. We'll start out early on with Anthony Edwards hitting from beyond the arc.
Here's Conley up into the front court. Jaden McDaniels with a touch right back to Ant. 4th leading scorer in the regular season. Ant one-on-one against Chet Holmgren. Sizes him up, steps back on the triple try and hits it.
Julius Randle hitting threes in the second.
Ant now cross court. Julius Randle, hash mark 3. Oh, nothing but net. Nylon for Randle.
One more Minnesota highlight. It's very funny. On the highlight package you have 1 highlight in the first, that was Ant. 1 highlight in the second, we just played Julius Randle. 1 highlight in the third, this is for the Minnesota Timberwolves. This will be Mike Conley in the third.
Off the Rudy screen, snaking his way top of the key, now back beyond the 3-point line. Works again in the paint, hangs and kicks out. Here's Conley, catch and shoot 3 on the way. He hits! Anthony Edwards the dime, Mike Conley the triple. The Wolves quickly lead by 4.
With the Thunder, you have a bunch of highlights. None before the fourth quarter. They just decided to throw them all in the fourth quarter. Jalen Williams gets up.
Wallace pass faking down the lane, floats an alley-oop to Dub, who lands the thump of the night. Big 2-hand ruckus send down.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the N1.
Shai up the left side to the baseline on McDaniels. Floats it up, counts it, it goes, and it goes! Falling down, Shai lost it home. McDaniels trips him up, and N1 coming for the MVP. Yeah. Listen to the crowd.
That was amazing.
There's a reason NBA Twitter likes to call him the free throw merchant, Mike.
Doris. Say that again, Jason. Sorry.
That play was. I mean, he was falling down. That was a pretty ridiculous shot to go.
Yo, absolutely. And in the second half, we talked about the Wolves being held to 40 points. Julius Randle said, that the defense was the difference.
Whether it's misses or makes, we still got to defend at a high level. And I think that was probably the difference in the second half. Obviously, we didn't shoot the ball as well as we wanted to tonight, but regardless of that, we really held them to 100 points into the end of the game, obviously, where they made some baskets. So we gotta defend at a little bit better level in that third quarter.
Well, very smart person once said, Julius, you got to shoot the ball the right way. You got to shoot the ball the right way. One more here, and we'll have a lot more on this later. Here is a SGA on the difference between the Nuggets series and this game against the Wolves.
Did you feel that at all during the game, that you have to remind yourself, this isn't Denver anymore?
It felt different from jump. They're more like pressure oriented. It feels like a little more physical. But at the end of the night, it's basketball. They throw you a problem and you have to solve it, whatever it looks like. And that's what it is every night. And that's what it was tonight. They had different coverages, different personnel out there, and we have to attack it and work together as a unit to solve the problems out there. And we did that.
We'll talk later. Again, I am in love with this Oklahoma City team and how they're built, but also there is one flaw with them as far as how I feel about them. To me, their big flaw is this. They very much want to dictate that games are going to be physical and defensive oriented. They want their defense to establish physicality. I'm fine with that. Simultaneously, other than James Harden, they have the biggest foul merchant in the NBA.
Who you like?
Who I
are not liking as much?
I will say this.
What's the difference?
I don't have that big of an emotion about SGA right now.
Why?
I don't know. I can't. Maybe because he's newer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a logical explanation. I probably should dislike SGA more.
Because you do not like James
It's the
Harden.
reason NBA Twitter likes to call him the free throw merchant.
So on both sides, they want the calls for SGA, but they want their defense to be physical. Well, it'd be interesting how that works out later on in the series and perhaps in the finals itself, especially if they end up playing. They will end up playing the Knicks or the Pacers, I guess, if they make the finals. We'll take a break. A lot more on that later. When we come back, let's get to baseball. Safer. My goodness gracious, the A's. Woof, woof. The Giants got a win last night, and the Dodgers' fortunes might be looking up here in a couple months. We'll get to that next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this? Half off tune-up right now. It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
San Francisco!
What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets
are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Touchdown!
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick.
Oh.
You said 2 segments.
Yeah. I got the most random, because I leave my direct messages open. I won't say who it was. I'll say that I checked this person's account on Twitter, and any interaction I've had with this person has been nice. They seem to be a Kings fan. Not a lot of tweeting. Last tweet was like in March, right? But I get a instant message. It says, don't want to do it on the radio. Happy to do it via email or some form of messages. He goes, but I have a bunch of dirt and tea on Bill Belichick. How random is that, first of all? Right? Like, why? Right. I mean, who knows? Maybe this is the brother of Jordan Watson. Did I hear, by the way, yesterday they're engaged?
Yes.
So obviously I said, oh, really? And, I'll see what, just because. But also at the same time, like, I don't know. It would depend on what the dirt in the tea is. If the dirt and tea is like,
he's dating someone really young.
Right. Like, when we know that, or if it's like, I don't know. Okay, you'll know what I'm saying when I say this. I want to make a reference that I know you'll get, but the only people that will get this will be the people I want to get. Let's say it was something where it was like, oh, just like Richard Gere. You know where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I don't want to, like, whatever. But if it's like, bad stuff. This is so weird with Bill Belichick. His whole aura was, his whole entire brand was winning championships and being super boring.
No days off.
Right. Do your job. Right. You'd occasionally see a picture of his dog or him sailing. Be like, he's got a personality. And now it's like he's entered the world of like weird A/B list couple. Like, where this is going. It is 100% going Jordan and Bill behind. There's a reality. This is all shaping up to be a reality show.
Fun.
Which I'm sure he's got to love.
Yeah.
Anyway, safe or out question.
Are the A's in a full-blown free fall?
Yeah, they are. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Now, of course, it could get a lot worse. Don't get me wrong. This isn't like, I always forget which one's the super bad DEFCON, but it's not that. It's either 1 or 5. MCO.
But 7 in a row.
Yeah, they've lost 7 in a row, and I think 11 of 13. if we look at the old schedule Roni here,
and this is the Angels. They're up 4-1, looking good.
Yeah,
these are blueprint. They're losing the same way every night now.
I understand.
Give up home runs.
Right. It's not great. Here we go. They beat Seattle May 5th. They were 20-16. And they had won 5 of their last 6. Okay. From that point on, as they continued the gauntlet, including today, they're 2-11.
Yikes.
They're 2-11. And if you just want to count the gauntlet alone, which would be 3, 6, 9 out of 12 games. Hey, how'd they do on the gauntlet? Oh, they went 3-9. Yeah. Like we all knew that would be tough.
Right.
We all knew. I remember saying, hey, if they were 1 game under 500 for that'd be great. 3-9. Right. So unfortunately, when you go back and look, they split a 4-gamer with Seattle. They got swept by the Cubs. 2 of 3 from San Diego. Beaten. 2 of 3. The Mets beat them, and then they swept the White Sox. They took 2 of 3 from the White Sox. They really have had some success against Texas, and they beat the Marlins 2 of 3. Now all of a sudden, with this happening now, you're looking at their schedule even prior. You're going, okay, what it's looking like is that has a little bit of falsehood there.
Right.
They were beating up on the bad teams, and they had some success against the Rangers. Other than that, they play good teams. They're getting shellacked. Maybe we got fooled. I mean, that's just honestly, I think they obviously have a lot of young talents. They have a lot of young talent and some amazing, Mason Miller, an amazing arm. Right now, it's looking like it was fool's gold.
Yeah, middle relief is killing them. They're not getting enough from their starting pitching, and then the best thing they do is hit, and they're not hitting enough or timely hitting. And even like the amount of games lately, they've had 4-1, 5-1 leads, and then they lose.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, it's just like yesterday. I'm like, there they go. They're going to get this one. Good response. And then slipped away from them again.
To make matters worse, Jacob Wilson hitting the left arm, left the game in the 4th inning. That's
it doesn't seem super serious.
Right.
But you don't know. I mean, that's their best hitter right now. Most exciting thing they got right now.
Top 4 in the majors in batting average. It's being called a left forearm contusion. That means bruise, but I'm sure they'll, what you hope for or what you hope against is I'm sure they'll do an x-ray or a test today. You just hope there's nothing weird going on. Number 2, please.
The Giants beat the Royals last night. What has been the theme of the series so far?
That's what we've been talking about, pitching.
Yep.
Theme's been pitching. The Royals lost last night. And they're starting, their pitching overall,
it's good.
Was still very, very good. Lorenzen gave up 2 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings, and the bullpen shut out the Giants the rest of the way. San Francisco was lucky enough. You know what I mean by lucky. They got 2 in the 4th, 1 of those unearned. Then in the 5th, picked up another one. That was enough. And credit to, really, honestly, Hayden Birdsong so far has looked fantastic in that role. And credit to the bullpen, with the exception of a blurb from Kyle Harrison. Bullpen and middle relief continued to do well. When you look at the ERAs of some of these guys, Rodriguez, 0.87, Duvall, 1.21, Birdsong, 1.91. The Giants hit the Royals with their own medicine, pitching. This is good, old-fashioned, old-school, boring to some baseball. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think this has some elements of what the playoffs can be like for the pitching, grind it out, find a way, get your runs, rely on all elements of pitching, starters, middle relief, and closing. I think that's what the Royals have done for their success.
Yeah.
And just timely enough hits. So, yeah, these are in a season filled with all sorts of types of wins and losses. These I like because these are the kind that you have to play in the playoffs.
Text line 916-339-1140. Question asked to me, Dave, what are you more obsessed with, the Pope, Sam Presti, or Top Gun Maverick? It's not even close.
Well, Maverick's third.
Yes.
I think it's Pope.
You do? I was only into the Pope when it was happening.
Okay.
Like, I'm good.
You're done with Pope? Presti's everlasting.
Presti's. That's
it's an everlasting love.
Howard Jones?
Yes.
We did meet with the vice president, so
So maybe
having another one.
I watched that yesterday.
Trends continue.
Everyone's thinking the same thing. Protect our guy from Chicago, would you please?
Red smoke.
Number 3.
The Giants beat.
Dual meaning.
Oh, sorry, we already talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Shohei Ohtani is expected to return to pitching around the All-Star break. Is this the right move?
Wait, he pitches?
Yeah.
He's a hitter. How do they do that?
He does both. They call him Shohei.
Nobody does that.
Shohei Ohtani. If he pitches, then the games won't be
longy.
Yawny? I don't know. Like boring.
Okay.
I don't know. Why did Chris laugh at that?
So longy.
Jason's on fire today off the air too, by the way. You need to ask him about the bit he was doing during the last break. I won't say on the air.
What a bit.
The Dodgers are look, when I say the Dodgers are going through historically bad injury luck on their pitching staff, I'm not saying it's the worst ever, but I'm saying it belongs in the historic. They're so injured.
Yeah. Without their other talent, it would derail other teams.
Absolutely. It honestly is kind of makes me think two things simultaneously. Number one, like, are the Dodgers doing something on their training staff that needs to be fixed? Because that's a ridiculous amount of injuries. But then also it's like, God, if they got healthy, that's a wrap, dude. They would have to go through a slump because they'd be head and shoulders better than anybody else, which is disgusting to me. As far as is it a good idea? I mean, from a team perspective, yeah. Having a top line starter back in July, right when everybody else is getting healthy with the trade deadline and all that, coming down the stretch, that's a great idea. It's going to be very interesting, though, to watch Shohei Ohtani during all of this. And the Dodgers may have to make a decision. If he can do both and he can maintain those excellent levels on both sides, fantastic. But, man, if he gets injured again or his batting starts slumping or he starts getting lit up on the mound, also, how does that work? He's coming back from the surgery. He's coming back from a major injury, but it's not like can he, on like an off day, go down to AA Rancho Cucamonga for a rehab start? Like, are they just going to bullpen session and bring him in?
They're
I guess
not taking that bad out of the lineup.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He's doing everything in real time, major league level.
It's not like any other pitcher.
Yeah, but I think it's smart in a sense. I mean, obviously he's good enough to do it. He's a really good pitcher. I think some people have forgotten that. But I would just totally take that easy. Like, as a spot starter or some intermediate innings, like we need, like, I don't know that he has to be a starter every fifth day, but if he gets to there, great. I think the one part that would be great if they got back to the World Series, to see him do that in the World Series would be awesome.
I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah. What about a closer?
Fine. Wherever they need him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's selling popcorn?
No.
Okay. Well, you said wherever they need him.
They don't need him.
Well,
that's covered.
They're fine with popcorn.
Yeah,
then? Wow. I did not know. I didn't know you were an expert.
Nobody's hurt there.
They're all healthy.
Yeah.
We'll take a break when we come back. Knicks Pacers tonight. Kind of a cool coincidence going on here. And we'll talk about this both historically and modern day. We'll do all that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
At Napa, we are the pros that know AC services inside and out. From professional-grade replacement parts to complete system solutions, Napa has what your business needs to keep your customers cool mile after mile. Need AC repair kits and refrigerant? How about compressors and condensers? Name the part, Napa has you covered coast to coast, behind a nationwide network built to keep your business ahead of the curve. Find your AC parts right now at Napa.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. What's going on, Chad, for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event?
If you've been struggling to find the right Ram heavy duty that fits within your budget, the search is over with Hoblet's Employee Pricing Plus event.
where we give you the employee price and then take even more off. Right now, save up to 10% off MSRP on brand new 2025 Ram Heavy Duty 2500s and 3500s. Don't miss your chance to save big like the Employee of the Month at Hoblet Dodge.
And you're always one of the top Ram truck dealers in the entire nation.
It's true, and I think it boils down to our huge selection of hard-to-find Ram Heavy Duties with over 300 available and our award-winning customer service.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at hobletdodge.com.
10% toll net savings on select new 2025 Ram 3500 Laramie after 1,500 factory rebates and 9,075 dealer discount, including employee pricing for all. Rebates include 500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfits. And Hoblet discount between 7,100 and 9,075, depending on trim level, for a total of 10% off MSRP. Aid of this net savings. Sample VIN 02043. See dealer for details.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Louis C.K. in an all-new show, Ridiculous 2025 Tour.
When I was younger, you had to go in the bank. Remember that? You had to go inside the bank. Now you look in the bank, you're like, what are those people doing in there? Are they cleaning? The money's out here.
Friday and Saturday, June 13th and 14th, 8 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Louis C.K. live on stage.
Skeeter here. Got a question. What's small and dark with white bands on its legs and bites during the day?
Mosquitoes. Hi, I'm Luz Maria Robles, but these are two new types of day-biting mosquitoes. They're invading our area and becoming a big problem.
And they can be dangerous.
But we're on it, so when you see them, report it at fightthebite.net. In the meantime, use insect repellent and drain stagnant water around your yard.
We're here to help with these day-biting mosquitoes.
Visit us at fightthebite.net.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome
back. That was funny.
That was. So we're I guess there's people on the chat and elsewhere that they want an update. So are we set? Not for a date. We haven't nailed down a date yet, but are we in for are we going to do Top Gun Maverick screening when I get back at some point? Figure out a.
It's up to Chris.
It's up to you.
Well, you said if Jason was in, you're in.
Yeah.
Jason said he was in. So we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to ask in the open. Sorry, guys. Hey, of all the things we always talk about here, right? Like ways we can improve the studio. Can anyone argue against a popcorn maker? How has that not happened yet? Why do we not have a popcorn maker in here? How cool would it be during a break to just, it's cheap, it's easy, it's small.
He's going to take care of it.
We need to take care of it.
Like clean it.
Well, you can clean it. You dump the kernels out. Wipe it out with a paper towel. You're done.
Do that.
I'll do it. Or we can just send a note to the cleaning person. Hey, could you? Okay, I'll do it. But, and I don't know, you get one of them air poppies or the spinny with the lid. Probably, honestly, you could defeat the whole thing by doing microwave popcorn, but man, it's just so salty. But why don't we have popcorn here? I mean, Jason, would you not enjoy, Chris, you as well, the occasional break? Oh, you know what? I'm going to munch. There's always like a bowl of popcorn here. I love popcorn. You guys like popcorn.
I like popcorn.
It's the most realistic snack. It doesn't go bad.
I wouldn't be against it, but I wouldn't fight for it.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
It's the title.
Huh.
Knicks Pacers tonight.
Title of what?
That'd be a title of a movie.
Oh,
I'm saying.
Interesting.
The Knicks and Pacers face off tonight. And also, I guess the final of Survivor.
Oh, how's that going?
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out if he
still there.
Yeah.
Is there 2 left? Are there?
No,
2 left?
Is that how it works? Aren't there
I
like
don't know.
4 left or something? And then they have the whole. I don't know.
Gotcha. Wow. Whoa.
And I think. Wait. You know what? Hold on.
Will that be top 5 Sacramento win?
Ooh.
Probably up there, right?
I mean, where does that go? By the way, Katie's husband's still on Survivor, right?
That's awesome.
Players who make the final 3 receive significant payouts.
Ooh.
With the runner-up earning $100,000 and third place getting $85,000.
Nice.
I also thought they got something that they got paid daily too.
Is the first the big prize 1? Is that what it is? 1 milli?
1 milli.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So if Katie's husband won Survivor, I mean, you got the Monarchs. You got
the Surge.
The
Knights.
The Republic.
It's not really a sports win, though. It's Sacramento wins.
Tony Lopez.
That's a great one. Uriah.
Well, Sacramento wins would be like the Kings.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Kings
yeah,
arriving.
nope, you're right. Pony Express.
Yeah.
Getting the capital from Benicia back in the day, the railroad. That's a huge
that rivalry with Benicia.
Oh, Benicia had the capital. And we said, nope.
Yeah.
How about it comes to a real city?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Benicia. You and your smokestacks and oil things. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be okay. What about this? If he won, parade.
Why not?
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Parade. It'd be weird having a 1-person parade, though, wouldn't it?
And you'd have to like do Survivor elements to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, just for the people on the text line who were saying things about my opening segment, because I share everything. Jason, I'm going to give you permission here. This text just came in on my watch from my wife. Would you mind reading it out loud?
Set the screen.
Maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good morning. Love you and can't wait to hang out with you tonight.
Okay. Just calm down. What are you? Is your next question? She hasn't heard the opening segment yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought it read signed treadmill lady.
That would be. She is very good at bits. I will admit that.
Yeah.
Let's double check on that. The Knicks and Pacers tonight. What I find cool about this, kind of neat, is it's not just the renewal of this historical rivalry. That I was also trying to think, guys, is there a comparable rivalry to Knicks Pacers in the sense that why are they rivals? Who cares? There's no geography thing there. It's not LA, San Francisco, Boston, New York, St. Louis, Kansas City, Chicago, St. Louis. Is there an equivalent? I don't know. First thing that came to my mind was like, well, is Chiefs Niners a rivalry? Not
Niners
really.
Cowboys.
Okay. That's it. That's excellent. That would be one. This isn't your normal everyday rivalry. Not to mention the fact that I was thinking about this too to make us feel old, but like Knicks and Pacers, that was circa what, 95?
Up to 2000, yeah.
Okay. So the reality of the situation is there are basically nobody on the Pacers or Knicks was aware enough in this world to really understand that rivalry. Like they've obviously read about it, but nobody experienced it.
Right.
Many of them. Wow, Chris, am I boring you? Is that are we Knicks Pacers? Chris just yawned, man, hardcore. And a good portion of both rosters weren't born.
Right.
When Reggie Miller was going at it with Spike Lee.
Yeah.
They've obviously read about it. They're fired up about it. The communities, like if you call New York a community, they're fired up about it and have fired them up about it. But what I think is what is actually really cool is this is leading into next year with the NBA on NBC.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think of the NBA on NBC, the first thing I think of is Michael Jordan and those Bulls. Somewhere up there, though, is Pacers Knicks. Like it's in the conversation. Yeah. And I don't know if what I'm worried about is that this is going to end up, let's say, being a good series, but there's going to be some people, maybe like me, that are subconsciously let down because I think, again, subconsciously, maybe we're thinking that this is just going to be an instant renewal of that old rivalry, and it may not necessarily be that way. It might just be two teams that want to, like, it might just be OKC and Minnesota.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't expect that.
Right. And I think it's maybe, is it possible it'll feel that way for the Pacer fans more than the Knick fans? And what I mean, not that they didn't have their success. They beat the Knicks. They knocked them out in the conference finals along the way, I think in 2000. But I guess my example would be if for some reason next year the Kings and Lakers were in a playoff series, I think it would mean the world here.
Yes.
For multiple reasons.
Yes.
One being they'd be back in the playoffs. Two, oh my gosh, it's the Lakers. It probably means something to Bobby and Doug Christie as far as what it meant to the people here that were around in the 2000s.
100%.
But like the Laker fan, like, you know how many series they've had since then? They're like,
yeah.
Oh, we're just playing the Kings. We want to beat them. Like, it's not,
yeah.
Oh, 2002 all over. Not to them.
Not even close. They wouldn't even. I mean, and besides, when you, to your point, 80% of Laker fans started when LeBron James came over, so they weren't even around for back then. Also, the truth of the matter is that they are a huge rival for us and a source of a massive amount of pain. We are a footnote in a chapter of their book.
Yeah, I think at one point we had their attention.
Absolutely.
Not for a long time.
Not for a long, for 2-3 years.
Yeah. And 20-something years ago.
But it would, and obviously there'd be back and forth, but it would be all, little brother and Queens and say, all the same old trope with the Laker fans. But for us, it would be like, I will name my first child.
Right. And not that the Knicks have had all this stuff in between, but the fact that they're just a bigger, I think it means more to smaller markets. So I wonder if it means more to Indiana. Like if there's something there more so. Who knows?
That's a good question, though, because the Knicks haven't won it since Nixon.
Right.
I just realized that, by the way, Nixon. But yeah, that is interesting. But also, New York has had the Yankees and the
Jets,
Giants,
a couple
Rangers.
Yeah.
Wow, is New York a crappy sports town?
They need a title.
They kind of do. Yeah. We'll take a break. When we come back. 3 for Madness. Sorry, I was thinking about something later on in the program. 3 for Madness. Yes, the TV and sports TV world and all that lost literally a giant last night. A big guy, but a big heart to go with him as well. And somebody with a big place. And if you're over 35, you felt it. I have a question related a little bit to that, but also a trade proposal I threw out yesterday, and I want to see what you guys think. We talked about it a little bit before. Let's revisit it. 3 for Madness is next. 1 minute.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here reminding you to gear up for Memorial Day and summer barbecue parties at Amy's Outdoor Living, your grilling headquarters. Now, while others have raised prices, Amy's is keeping their low prices through May 26th. Weber, Traeger, Rectech, Blackstone, New Traeger Woodridge, $200 off at $6.99. The popular Weber Genesis starts at $7.99. $7.99. Rectech pellet grills, my brother's favorite. Lowest price of the year. And Gosney pizza ovens. I've had mine for a year. I love it. Starts at $3.99 plus no sales tax on in-stock patio furniture through May 26th. You need umbrellas or cushions? Amy's has a great supply in many colors. Memorial Day is the perfect time to get that new barbecue grill you want. Amy's Outdoor Living in 2 locations, in Sacramento on El Camino near Watt, and in the El Dorado Town Center.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Did you hear what you wanted to hear?
Mostly a little bit of a total. I got agreement, but I was my wife had texted me about tonight.
Set the screen.
So I called her during the break, and I was like, "Oh, by the way, I made this comparison between like our marriage and kind of the Kings, like loyalty, love, be together forever." But
don't remember that.
But woof, right?
There was a little more layered than that.
Yeah, and I was like, but you know, then you see on the treadmill like another couple, like you know, wow, why can't we be like them? And that's like the Thunder and Spurs.
Don't recall a couple.
I don't either.
I know. Well, you know, relax, guys. And then. And then so she was kind of like chortling. It's not a chuckle and not a laugh, just like, oh. And then I said the thing about like to the King. She's like, oh God. And then I was like, yeah. But then at the end, I asked her, I was like, you think that's a good comparison? She's like, yeah, I guess. And so like she agreed with me, but I feel like this will be a revisited conversation a little bit later. So I'll update you guys on how I think ultimately I think it's going to be one of those things where I think she agrees. I think she's ultimately going to agree, but also doesn't like which I get it.
Was it an, I guess, or was it, I guess?
No. It was the first one. It was not an I guess.
Because usually when you throw out something like that to me, my answer is like, oh, Chris agrees with me, but my agreement is sure.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Great. Whatever makes you happy. Yeah, it was 100% not that. Now, if later on I get hit with something to the effect of, you know what I think's funny about this morning? Nothing. You think nothing is literally nothing is when my wife says, you know what's funny? No, nothing is funny. Here it comes. 103-mile-an-hour curveball right at the midsection. So we'll see. I think it'll be fine, though, but I'll keep you up to date. 3 for Madness, question 1.
Would you trade the number 1 pick for Giannis?
So let's think about this yesterday. Cooper Flag is a generational prospect. I would say Wembanyama, Zion. Trying to think of what was between Zion and LeBron. There's obviously others, but like number 1 picks where it was like, no matter how Zion has turned out, there was no doubt he was the lottery prize. There was never a question he wasn't going to be the number 1 pick. I don't know. I don't think Kyrie got the hype that Zion or Wemby did. So I think Flag is along those lines. I don't think Flag is as coveted as Wembanyama. I think we're talking about a Zion level of covetation here, not a word. But Nico Harrison talked a lot and has dropped a lot of nuggets about timeline, time frame, defense, winning chance. So let's think about it from Dallas's point of view. He's got Kyrie and AD who aren't getting any younger. You bring in Cooper Flag. Well, the argument is, well, that's your generational superstar to take you to the next whatever. But look, no matter how good Cooper Flag is, even in LeBron and Wemby's cases, who had phenomenal rookie years, it's going to take some time. He's 18, 19 years old. It's going to take at least 3 years for him to begin reaching peak flagginess, right? Giannis, and by the way, when he reaches peak flagginess, let me ask you this right now, Jason. The $200,000 suitcase bet, right? Who's going to have a better career, Cooper Flag or Giannis Antetokounmpo?
I would say Giannis.
Okay, I think most people would say that. Maybe not. But here's the thing. I think it's fair to say that the most likely best case scenario is Cooper Flag has a Giannis-esque career, right? Well, Giannis is already Giannis, and Giannis has another 4 or 5 years at least of Giannising at Giannis levels. So it's not just Flag and for Giannis. It's Giannis fits our timeline right now. Here you go, Milwaukee. Here's your guy to replace Giannis, and you can timeline around Flag, drop down for a couple of years, run out Lillard's contract, maybe stretch, release, injury, whatever. Get rid of the old guard and bring in. So my question is this: who says no?
Right.
Who says no to that?
Here would be my reasons to not trade Cooper Flag.
Okay, so this is a no from Dallas's side. You're the perspective from Dallas's side if they said no.
Would be what his potential is. Mm-hmm. The fact that you won the lottery feels like something that you couldn't, there was a little bit of a gift. Uh-huh. You have a team that's a little bit further advanced than your typical lottery team, so adding anybody will help you.
Sure.
Another reason is you got a young player under contract control that I also think, if for whatever reason it doesn't work out, or even if it does work out, you can also trade for another future asset later. Whereas if you got Giannis, you're using Giannis to get you hopefully a title. And if you're trying to trade him, it's kind of probably didn't work out, and you're probably not getting the same return. But with all that said, I 100% do it.
Right.
I think right now you're title worthy. I think next year you're title worthy. I think Giannis will be a top 5 MVP candidate for, I would say, the next 3 to 4 years.
Right.
Guaranteed.
100%.
He starts the year in the top 5 in the league in players, and wherever you put him, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Cooper comes in at 40, and that's not a slide.
Sure,
that's just, we haven't seen him. How long is it going to take him to get there? Will he ever get there? He may be good. I don't think he'll be better than Giannis. I don't.
You also have, when you look at the landscape, to your point, Jason, you have AD and Kyrie in their ages, right?
Right.
Well, you've got OKC right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Flag and those guys beat OKC. You got San Antonio coming in a couple of years. You got Minnesota. You got, LA's going to, whatever.
It all changes, yeah.
You throw Giannis in there right now. You're instantly you're going out there with Kyrie, AD, and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, and I think like the blanket statement, we get Cooper Flag, he's our guy for the next 10 years. The league doesn't work that way anymore.
Not at all.
They had Luka, should have been their guy for the next 20 years.
And Nico's not going to be there in 10 years.
Right. And Kid will be gone. Like, it's all going to change.
Yes.
Like here, nobody, I think it's still Jason Thompson has played 8 full seasons. Like, well, Fox will break that. He's got it in the bag. He didn't make it. Cousins didn't make it. Weber, Mitch, and I know they're
all holding it for Keegan, obviously, but I get you.
But I mean, it's like Dirk, Kobe, Curry, Duncan. It doesn't have that. It's a very small handful of people. Giannis, I think, had potential in Milwaukee. Oh, he'll never leave Milwaukee. Well, here we are. So you got to go for it when you can.
I couldn't agree more.
Dallas is in a good spot. I don't think they're wrong if they keep Cooper Flag. But if you could get him for, I do it.
I'm going to say this. If Nico Harrison were to trade the rights to Cooper Flag for Giannis Antetokounmpo months after trading Luka Doncic, any car he drives in for the rest of his life, nobody's going to be able to ride in the front passenger seat because that's where his cojones have to go. They're going to have to they're so huge. You're going to have to put a seatbelt on them, maybe like one of them baby car seats. He's going to bounce around on them like one of those balls in 4th grade the bouncies with the handles.
But I would say this, it would be a shame if he wants to and now is afraid to.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That'd be too bad.
How do you think, if you put that poll out nationally, who says no, Dallas or Milwaukee? How do you think that poll, who do you think people would think says no more, Dallas or Milwaukee?
Dallas?
I think Dallas would
slightly.
Be. I wonder if it would be in the 60s to 70 ranges, just because I think people on the surface can't wrap their heads around, dude, you don't trade Cooper Flag.
Yeah, I think the unknown, and in this case, we know who it is. It's now attached to Cooper Flag because they're going to take, that's who will go number one. Of what his career could be is always more enticing to someone than what is already defined and is a Hall of Fame certified career that's not done.
That's right. And like you said, Cooper Flag, if everything works out, he might be as good as Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, I think the odds are really low for
I
that,
agree with
to be
you.
honest. And,
I
and
totally
that's not
agree.
even a slight to him. He could have a I don't even know. Like Giannis right now is an all-time top 50 player.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So 50 people in the history of the league are in his realm.
Yes.
I just don't think Cooper Flag, and again, Cooper Flag could be top 80, top 100, top 3,000. He's still a good player.
Do me a favor. Ask Sam this tomorrow when I'm gone. See what he'd say.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Yesterday we lost George Wendt, most known as the character Norm from
Norm.
Cheers. Where does he rank as non-main characters to a TV show? He wasn't a main character?
I mean, it was an ensemble.
I didn't watch it, so
it was an ensemble cast, and he was
he was always on.
Always.
But I don't think they did a lot of story arcs around him.
No, it was Sam and Diane and Rebecca and Woody to a point. So I'm rolling through like any of the kids on the Brady Bunch, whatever.
The neighbor on who was
Home
over the
Improvement,
fence?
Wilson.
Urkel
wasn't the main guy.
He didn't start off as a main guy.
He kind of grew into being a main guy.
But like everybody knew Norm.
Everybody knew Norm. I mean they did. He was a generational. He was
like the everyman that you wanted to hang with. He would have been a good hang.
Norm Peterson, when I was growing up watching Cheers, made me want to drink beer more than any beer commercial I ever saw.
Vera
was his wife.
Did we ever see her?
No. The closest we ever came to seeing her was she took a pie in the face at the Thanksgiving episode.
That's right.
That's the closest we ever got. We saw like her hair,
which was a good bit.
That's one of the funniest episodes of anything ever on TV. Plank. We never saw Vera.
Always heard about her.
Yes. That was one of the norms too, where you walk in and they go, Norm, and I think Woody be like, how about something cold, Norm? And he's like, I already got it at home, Woody. How about a beer?
Yeah.
I knew George Wendt as the stepdad in Man of the House. The Jonathan Taylor Thomas Chevy Chase film.
Chevy Chase was in it. It was cinematic.
And Farrah Fawcett.
Oh. Well, wait in on that note. Question 3. All right,
Question 3.
Is watching games at a bar with friends a dying art?
A question for me first on this.
Yes.
I think I'm the outlier here. I don't know that I've ever done that.
Really?
I know you and Chris have.
I have.
I know I haven't. I mean, well, have I been like where a game's on, but I didn't like, hey, I'll meet you at the bar. We're watching this.
No.
A game has been on, but like not where people are gathered. So I've never done this.
Used to do it a lot. Well, I spent a ton of time at bars growing up. Used to do it a lot when they had what were called satellite games. Kids, that's when road games were not on television. And if a bar had an NBA package, you'd go there. In the 99-2000 era, there was a lot of satellite games. Bar would be packed. Maybe
fights. Occasionally,
yes.
No, I mean,
yes,
where fights would be shown at a bar, right?
I thought you meant fights at those games. I thought you were making a reference. Sorry.
Is that a thing? Isn't that where?
No, I got in a fight after the lake. Remember?
No, but you know what I mean. When they show a fight, it's like, let's go to the bar to watch the fight.
There are still, actually, that was a big thing with the UFC. Actually, I hosted a bunch of those, like at Bissell's and other places. Players, stuff like that.
Ooh, this card isn't the best card.
Yeah. Shut up. What I wonder though is, I feel like with the advent of big screen, it's a lot like watching game. I can get cheaper beer. I can do this. I can do that. I don't know bar culture. You don't know bar culture. Chris, you probably know more than us, Limelight and all that, but you're not like a bar fly. I just honestly, is it the same as it was 20 years ago where, Norm pulls up at the bar and sits down to have a beer? He's a regular, and then, everybody gathers for the game that night. Is that a thing? Are there Kings fans out there? I'd love to hear from you at 1-800-920-1140 or 916-339-1140. You're texting last season, did you how many times did you at all gather at a bar with some friends to watch a Kings game? Super Bowl?
I did.
Not
Super Bowl.
All right. Okay. For Kings game though?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a break.
The two big ones, or the beam feed year, was the Clippers and the Bulls. The Clippers Kings and the Bulls Kings.
I got the Clippers Kings with the you're talking about the triple overtime?
Yeah.
You watched that at a bar?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, that had to be
crazy.
insane. We'll take a break. When we come back, Knicks Pacers tonight. We'll start with New York just like we did yesterday with Minnesota and Oklahoma City. How'd they get here? And I understand by plane, but I mean, how'd they build their team? We'll talk about that after a word from overhead. Jason Ross next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Yeah, let me tell you about my friends at the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Truly phenomenal people, a great company. You like working with people that you like, right? Everybody likes to be around people that are very likable. They are, first and foremost, obviously very good at their job, very successful, 70-plus years in business in our community, and we were so happy to work with them. So it's been a couple months for us now with our new doors from the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Love the functionality of our garage doors. Can you open it, obviously, via remote? This is new to us. We had old garage doors that I had to lock with an actual lock that I had to go through the combination to open. Just a pain, but wanted to keep stuff in the garage secure. So don't have to worry about that now. Now we've got the functionality of a push-button garage door that opens up nice and smooth. The look that we chose, because we went to the showroom at 6756 Franklin Boulevard, and we picked out what we wanted, and they look awesome. But they're rolling nice and smooth and quietly. We also have the push-button keypad on the side of the garage door, just in case you're outside and like, let me get something quickly in the garage. Could do that. Also can open it from my phone with the app. It's way more functional for us. Curb appeal has improved. Also, the return on investment, another side product of that. It's one of the most cost-effective upgrades to increase your home value. So we're happy on multiple levels, but also happy that we worked with them. I know you will be too. Go to that showroom, ask about the Sacktown Sports Special. Again, it's on Franklin Boulevard, or you could call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Wednesday, getting out the door to a pleasant start to the day with temperatures low 50s. As we head through the afternoon, expect plenty of sunshine, light winds, and it's going to feel warmer as highs move to the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Memorial Day celebration comes early at Elk Grove Honda. See, test drive, and purchase your brand new Elk Grove Honda at attractive prices right now. Visit Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. We have the right Honda at the right price.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, we know it's still fairly early, but in a poll conducted by MLB.com, A's shortstop Jacob Wilson was the runaway leader for American League Rookie of the Year. And why not? He leads AL rookies in virtually every important offensive category. The last A's Rookie of the Year, Andrew Bailey, back in 2009.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business.
It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Pacers, Knicks tonight. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Let's start with the Knicks, Jason Ross.
Okay.
How did the Knicks get so good? Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know. I think, yeah, they've got to be the only team that's left. And honestly, I wonder if in the entire playoffs, I'd have to go back and look. I believe I'm correct here, that did not draft a single starter.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't. OKC drafted pretty much their whole team. Obviously, Ant and whatever with Minnesota. The Pacers, at least Miles Turner, and I think another. The Knicks drafted none of them. Right? Not a single one. When you look at, okay, well, is it typical, big market, payroll, bought their team? The Knicks do have the fourth highest payroll in the league behind Boston, Minnesota, and Phoenix. But hey, listen, this ain't this ain't your daddy's league. They're a big market. So yeah, whatever. Jalen Brunson, I think really, the Knicks forever just kind of have languished with bad ownership and bad general managers and bad decisions. They've also had some really close calls. You could argue they were blocked, as was Seattle, as was Utah. Jerry Sloan, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, George Karl, and a few others. They were blocked those Van Gundy years due to Michael Jordan, who blocked a lot of people from winning championships. The Knicks were a very, very good team, and they've had the Larry Johnson, Allen Houston era Knicks.
Yeah,
they've had good teams, but then they went through they've had more bad than good, right?
Yeah. From 2015 to 2020, I'm looking up their draft history.
Mm-hmm.
They had 5 straight drafts of top 10 picks, and that produced them Porzingis.
Okay.
Frank Ntilikina.
Okay, gosh, I hadn't thought about him in a long time.
Kevin Knox, RJ Barrett, and Obi Toppin. Now, they've moved on from obviously all of them, but some of those they were able to turn into, Barrett helped them get OG.
Sure.
Toppin, they moved on from Porzingis. Yeah, it's just, but you can use those sometimes as assets, but also I would say they didn't draft that well in some of those runs.
No. And there is a little bit of, there is a unique situation with the Knicks that is very unique to the Knicks. And that has everything to do with Rick Brunson, his dad, former player, former Knick, who is currently an assistant coach with the Knicks. Jalen Brunson left Dallas, signing a 4-year deal for $104 million to go join his father. Who's his? I forget. Who's his godfather? His godfather. I might be tripping. I want to say his godfather is somebody we know too. Hold on, guys.
Probably an NBA guy. Right?
Yeah, that's Nixie, if you will.
Not sure.
I'm not sure either. I'll get back to that, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of Knicks deep familial connections with the Knicks. So Jalen leaves Dallas to go. So he wanted to go to the Knicks. He wanted to be there with his dad. I don't know this. It certainly wouldn't be anything underhanded or new for Rick Brunson to have been given a job, or at least the job be, hey, look, you come here, well, as long as you're here, your dad's got a job type of thing. And it's even more believable. And again, that's not illegal. That's just, being friends. And then less than a year ago, Jason, Brunson agreed to a 4-year, $156.5 million contract extension. Okay, great. Except that was $113 million less guaranteed than he would have been eligible for had he done that this summer. The deal begins next year, and it will actually cost him $37.1 million over the next 3 years. Now, he could recoup that in 2028, but the Knicks' biggest star and nucleus of their team wasn't drafted, wasn't traded, but was acquired, fair play. But to think his family connections didn't have anything to, this is a very unique story, right, with that as the genesis of how this roster was built. We know the story with Mikal Bridges, 5 first-round draft picks, huge haul for Mikal Bridges. To me, I'm like, fair play to you guys, dude. That is a huge haul. That's more than Donovan Mitchell got. That's more than Rudy Gobert got. But you identify, and this is the antithesis, just again to tie this into the Kings, of what the Kings did or didn't do after acquiring Sabonis. This is too expensive. That's too expensive. We don't want to give that up. No, we don't want to. The Knicks were like, Yeah. The Knicks are like the Leroy Jenkins of the NBA. They just jammed right in and said, here's Leroy Jenkins, 5 first-rounders, Mikal Bridges. Let's go.
Because I think when they got Brunson, they quickly realized that, look, he was a good player in Dallas, but he became to a level that, that's what you want, is when you get a player, you've got their best years, and there was significant growth and improvement, and he's become one of the game's great players.
Yes.
And if we look at the best run of the Kings, look, they got the best of Weber. They got the best of Christie and Vlade, and Peja was here. But Bobby, like, more guys that they acquired had their best years here than when you go, this guy was really good. Then he came here and he's not as good.
Right.
That's what the Kings have been kind of missing on lately.
Very much so. We're not done with the Knicks. We're going to do the Pacers next. I think there's a lot more to get into with the Knicks. We'll get the Pacers as well. But when we come back, it really is fascinating. The Knicks are a very fascinating team as far as how they built. We still have Hart, Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns to get to as well. What created this roster? And let's not forget the signing of Tom Thibodeau as well, the building of a potential Eastern Conference and NBA champion. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the rest of that next.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another 3-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use. Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
What's going on? I'm talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, tell me what's happening for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event.
You get the perk of being an employee without all the work, plus a little extra Hoblet discount on top of what everyone else has when you save up to $20,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Jeep Wagoneer S.
Now, I remember you saying how much your wife likes the Wagoneers.
It's true, and they are really nice. I'm super excited to be able to help you save so much so you can have one of your own. Plus, you get to experience our award-winning customer service. And remember to check out the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with nearly 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000. Whatever you're looking for, Hoblet has it.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
20,000 total net savings after 9,000 factory rebates and 11,000 dealer discounts, including employee pricing for all. Rebates may include 7,500 CDJ federal tax credit offered by third party and subject to change without notice. Consult a tax professional. 3 of this net savings. Sample VIN 6394. See dealer for details.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I think maybe the most underrated. What are you laughing at, Chris?
Nothing.
Okay. For me, maybe the most, like, when it comes to Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns or like, these are all things we can recite off the top of our heads, right? But to me, arguably the most underrated. Oh, during the break, sorry, Jalen Brunson's godfather is Worldwide Wes. If you're a basketball head, you know that name. He's I think a consultant with the Knicks, but has been shouted out like Drake songs. Business. Like, he's the most connected guy in the NBA. He knows everybody. He's a mover. He's a shaker. He is the ultimate relationship guy in the NBA, connected to everything. And he's an asset for the Knicks. And also, so with Jalen, with Rick Brunson, basically, indirectly and in some cases directly brings Jalen Brunson and Worldwide Wes, or maybe it was Wes that brought Brunson. Right. There's a lot of deep, like, godfathery connections going on with what happened. I think arguably the most underrated move, and the move that never gets enough love, is the acquisition of Josh Hart. I love Josh Hart. Yeah. I think Josh Hart is arguably the most underrated player in the NBA. If he's not, he's in the top 10. He's just not somebody that's on the tip of the tongue for a lot of people. February of 2023, the Knicks acquired Josh Hart from the Trailblazers in exchange for Cam Reddish, Ryan Arcidiacono, Svi Mykhitaryan, and a protected first-round pick. Yeah. Josh Hart, let's look at his numbers, Jason, at 29 years old last year. He is, by the way, in case you were wondering, he is a 6'4", 2/3. He is an undersized swing, mostly 2, though, but they kind of play all the way around. 13.6 points on splits of 52, 33, and 77. Okay. He'll give you 6 assists a game, 0.3 blocks a steal, 7 rebounds a game for your 2-3, and plays knockout defense.
Yep.
Josh Hart to me is every bit as important to the Knicks as Derek White is to the Boston Celtics. He's just that glue guy that does everything, that flirts with a triple-double half the time. There was, I think, a stretch we talked about last year where he had like 8 straight double-doubles. He had like 18 rebounds one night or something stupid. He's that piece where like he doesn't jump out, whatever. He's like the what is he? He's like the you're eating a fillet and there's like that peppercorn gravy on top, and it's always like, God, why does that taste so amazing? What a great cut of meat. Yes, but the peppercorn gravy is really what pushes it over the top. Josh Hart's peppercorn gravy, if you will, for the New York Knicks. I love that move. That was a stroke of genius. Back to we know Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, we don't know him personally, but that was, Julius Randle and some other stuff for
DiVincenzo, yeah.
Huge.
That was like right before the season, kind of an out of nowhere trade.
Out of the blue.
Yeah.
Out of the blue.
And it's worked for both.
And then we get to OG Anunoby, who just signed a 5-year, $212 million extension with the Knicks. Again, this is a guy that when you think about him and his defense, Hart and his defense, Bridges and his defense, Jalen Brunson's or whatever on defense. And to be honest with you, Karl Anthony Towns for his size isn't exactly, but he can block, he can be a presence in the paint. They're so good and scrappy defensively that honestly, this segment's kind of making me change my mind about them and the Pacers. And it kind of sucks because when they made that trade over the summer, I remember going into fall going, watch out. I was a big Knicks proponent. I don't know why I got off of that. The Knicks acquired OG Anunoby from the Raptors in exchange for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and a 2024 second-round pick. Toronto also received Precious Achiuwa and Malachi Flynn as part of the deal. When you look back on that, I mean, Barrett and Quickley, that's a price. But
yeah,
they made out. Really, part of that was Toronto wasn't going to give Anunoby that contract.
Right. And the fit for the Knicks is perfect.
I could not agree with you more. I think when it comes to the Knicks, for me, Jason Ross, what really sticks out in my head, the Thunder drafted Holmgren second, Jalen Williams, I think 12th or top 12. They got Shea in the trade. The Pacers, which we'll get to later, kind of maneuvered. The Timberwolves got Anthony Edwards and built around that. What year was Halliburton? Halliburton was traded 22-23, right? I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or is it 21-22?
Let's look
at February of 22, maybe.
I think you're correct. Okay. In 2021-22, the Kings were 30-52. The Knicks were 37-45. The following year, the Knicks were they also, did they do the same thing again? Hold on. Yeah, 47-35. Sorry. They were 47-35. And
so they jumped up.
Yes.
Big time.
The Kings were 48-34. Now, here's where the two roads diverged in Yellowwood happened. The theme that we have learned so far, let's go back to Indiana, obviously won the Halliburton Sabonis trade. That's where that is a both correct and completely incorrect and devoid of context statement. Based on where the teams are now, sure. But the argument there is that it's what Indiana did after the trade. It's what the Knicks did to build around Jalen Brunson. It's what Minnesota did by not only giving up 4 first-rounders for Rudy Gobert, but then trading the cornerstone former centerpiece loyal to dare I say, the Tyrese Halliburton of Minnesota, if Tyrese Halliburton had been a multi-time All-Star and had been there for 7 years. Like Karl Anthony Towns wanted to be in Minnesota, which is notoriously a bad team, right, like Tyrese Halliburton wanted to be in Sacramento. They both wanted to turn it around here. And the Timberwolves made a very heartless, and I don't mean that in a bad way, a very heartless, a very emotional. They jumped off the cliff twice with Cat and with Gobert. The Knicks jumped off the cliff by acquiring Cat and Anunoby and 5 first-rounders for Bridges.
Right.
Then you have OKC. The bottom line is this. These are either cautionary tales or educational missives to a better understanding why Sacramento has been stuck in the mud in purgatory and has failed, because they sat on their laurels. And then finally, when they got off their asses, they panicked and they shot their wad and got Zach LaVine, which has complicated matters, or DeMar DeRozan. These are not smart, calculated moves based on cap and fit. These are, he's good, we should put him on the team.
Right.
And I think you can take a lot of lessons from these other teams. We'll take a break when we come back. Let's look back. Game 1, Western Conference Finals. We'll recap that. OKC wins Game 1, but man, it didn't look like that the whole time. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
At Napa, we are the pros that know AC services inside and out. From professional-grade replacement parts to complete system solutions, Napa has what your business needs to keep your customers cool mile after mile. Need AC repair kits and refrigerant? How about compressors and condensers? Name the part, Napa has you covered coast to coast, behind a nationwide network built to keep your business ahead of the curve. Find your AC parts right now at Napa.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Wednesday, getting out the door to a pleasant start to the day with temperatures low 50s. As we head through the afternoon, expect plenty of sunshine, light winds, and it's going to feel warmer as highs move to the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. Take advantage of huge savings during our Memorial Day sales event going on now at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins. Are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning?
RV wins!
Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast?
RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates, other insurers, not available in all states and situations.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. TJ McFarland out with that left adductor strain, left game action after covering first base on a ground out. Manager Mark Kotze said an MRI revealed a grade 2 strain and that there will be some time missed. JT Ginn, out with that right elbow inflammation, will join the A's in San Francisco. Next step is a bullpen, and if all goes well, he will return to the rotation. This injury report was brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Have an injury? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, an injury law firm, has many happy clients in Sacramento and the surrounding areas who have called Downtown. Get paid for your injuries from slip and falls or auto accidents. One of their most recent settlements was $1.5 million for a motorcycle accident. Have you had an auto accident? Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222 and visit them at calldowntown.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers, make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Verlag.
Thank you, Scott Fresh. You are
going Fresh. I'm going.
You know, I hear his voice. I already missed Kings basketball.
See?
I know. I'm a sick individual, man. I want to play something for you guys. It caught my eye during the break. Everyone can play along at home. Chris, I'm going to play a video here. Every once in a while, Jeopardy does something sportsy. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Everyone, this is a Final Jeopardy sports question. Everybody got it wrong. Okay? Everybody got it wrong. I got it wrong.
Okay.
I'm curious if I'm curious how y'all will do on this. Let me bring it up here. And here we go.
This game, NFL geography. Here's the clue. It's the state with the lowest population density that's home to an NFL team. 30 seconds. Good luck.
Okay, so if you guys wouldn't mind writing down your answers, the state with the lowest population density to have an NFL team, meaning it's a state with an NFL team whose density of population is the lowest. Could be New York, could be California, could be Florida, could be Colorado, could be wherever.
This would have been a different state a few years ago. We'll start with Wendy Pausch, who had 11,900.
Let me just make sure. Jason, go ahead.
That last part might have helped me. Yeah, I'm changing my answer.
Chris, you got yours locked in? Written down?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Wendy had Wendy.
She wrote down What is Colorado?
Anyone have Colorado, Denver? Nope. Okay.
Because of the Broncos. I think that is the second least dense state today. So you're going to lose 8,100.
Oh, Wendy.
Leaving you with 3,800.
We'll make a burger.
Mitch Laughlin was in second place with 12,400. His response was Indiana, and I'm afraid that's also not it, Mitch.
Anyone have Indiana?
No.
You will lose 6,180, taking you down to $6,220. Brendan Leal had a pretty big lead with 19,200. Did he think of the right team and the right state? What is Minnesota?
Anyone have Minnesota?
Nope. What's funny is I was with Jason. Is that last clue that helped me?
Yeah.
I put Minnesota first, and I crossed that out.
And what did you put?
Then I put Colorado.
Okay.
And then once he said this would have been different a few years ago, I said Nevada.
And you?
I put Nevada.
And what did you have first?
I was starting to write. I was going to put, I don't know why in my head I had Carolina. I go, that can't be right.
It's a population density, which makes it a little.
Yeah. So then when he said that, I like Chris, I switched to Nevada. I said, what is Nevada?
Is it fair to say? Yeah, good man. Got to use it in the form of a question. Is it fair to say though, had you competed, you wouldn't have got
lost.
Okay. Yeah. Same here.
I would have played Colorado.
Well, by the way, not saying you're right either. Here's the answer.
I'm afraid not. In 2020, the Raiders moved from Oakland to very sparsely populated Nevada.
Wouldn't have gotten that. Would not have gotten that.
I also got worried when you said Colorado.
When I said Colorado,
when you started just naming states that you said
you thought I was trying to throw a clue there.
I thought you were trying to
throw you off.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to our YouTube viewers and listeners. Now, anybody who follows baseball knows that when you're throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, you don't talk about it. Just wanted to randomly bring that up for no reason whatsoever. And everybody on YouTube will understand what I'm saying. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals is in the books. Oklahoma City won. By the way, we'll get to the Pacers here at some point. Very impressive second half. Outscored him. What was it, 72-40 or something silly like
Shot
that?
Beautifully.
66% in the second half. I think it's incredibly simple and not great sports analysis by me whatsoever to say if the Thunder play like they did last night, which wasn't perfect, they're going to win. They're if they don't sweep the series, they're going to win it in 5-6 max, but they will win the series. Minnesota is going to have to not only adjust, but I think Oklahoma City is going to have to, I don't want to say wilt a little bit, Jason, but Minnesota is going to have to adjust.
Well, I think that answers the question I put here. So you took obviously OKC, which makes perfect sense. Nothing you saw from game 1 would waver you off that pick.
If the halves were reversed, I don't know that I'd be wavering today, but I'd say, okay, look at what Minnesota might have figured something out here. Let's look at game 2. Now, by the way, let's be clear. No matter what I say, what you say, or whatever, it could turn out that Minnesota could blow OKC out.
In 5,
of
right?
course they
Obviously,
could. Of course they could. But we're just talking trends.
Right.
What it looked like to me was that Minnesota was the fresher team in the first half. They've been sitting around for a while now. The Thunder just got done with that bloodbath with the Nuggets going 7 games. Minnesota comes out. They look fresher. They're doing their thing. And then Oklahoma City, with their depth, just beat down the Timberwolves, out-physicaled them. And in the end, Minnesota they ran out of gas. They didn't have anything for the Thunder. That's what it looked like. And that looks, most importantly, like something that can be duplicated 3 more times.
Yeah, I would say, I picked Minnesota. Obviously, they're already down a game. OKC's the favorite. They had been the better team. I'm not changing yet, but yesterday there were some alarms here. There's a couple things that happened, I thought, yesterday. One, obviously, with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. So now we've played a half and, half of a quarter. So 2.5 quarters, and Minnesota's up by 2.
Yeah.
They lose by, 24?
Yeah.
Also, in the end, let's also remember there was a couple times, I think they hit a couple of threes that got it to 10 with 4 minutes to go. So, you don't feel like they're going to win. I think the end makes it look really bad. But they got outplayed. There's no doubt in the second half they got outplayed. I think if I look at 4 things from Minnesota, I then see, okay, what of these can be changed? I think Denver probably felt this. I think probably every team that plays OKC would say this. If we don't turn the ball over and if we could defend without fouling. I think when every team says that, it's what OKC does.
That's right.
Right? I mean, like, there's turnovers. You go, oh, my goodness, another turnover. But you got to credit OKC for that. I mean, I don't look at it as there was a pass or two. You go, okay, that was just a bad pass. But it might be Randall's got it, backing down a guy, and then he turns middle, and there's 3 people there, and boom, that ball's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to stay. That's not something that I think OKC will stop randomly doing. So if you're trying to limit turnovers, sure, but I wouldn't count on that. Defend without fouling, I mean, look, whether, as Doris Burke said, hey, SGA sometimes, that's why NBA Twitter calls him a foul merchant. He gets them. He gets the calls. He has a knack for whether you think he's getting the benefit or not. He goes to the foul line. I would not expect that to change. What I think could change for Minnesota, they need more bench help. That I think you could go, all right, they were awful in game 1. And then the other one I think that did happen, I thought there were elements in the game where Minnesota got OKC to play small, like Hartenstein and Holmgren were out, and OKC was better at it than Minnesota. I'm like, this could be Randall's time to feast. You don't have Gobert on the floor. Like, this is good for Minnesota, and it wasn't last night. So I think there's things that Minnesota can do. I like their size. Look, McDaniels can't foul out. They picked up a ton of fouls early. They got OKC in the bonus early. Those are things they got to try to shore up, but there's just not that many flaws in OKC. I would say that Minnesota can maybe shoot the 3 a little bit better, but I also thought they also relied on that a little too much when they were down.
15 of 51.
Yeah, 15 is a good number to hit.
Sure.
But what was OKC's numbers?
Let's see. 15 of 51 for 29% from Minnesota. 11 of 21, 52%.
So they only made 4 less, but on what, 30 less attempts?
Yeah.
So they're getting to the line and getting 2s and lobs. Like, they are so good at getting to the paint and lobbing it, dunking for that baseline trailer. So they'll look at it. Ant left the game for a little bit. That really wasn't that big of a factor. I think the non-SGA minutes sometimes when he went to the bench, I didn't think Minnesota capitalized on. So, yeah, it's one game, but OKC looked really good.
Here's the thing that if I am, there's a longer thought, so we'll break a few seconds early, weirdly enough, because I want to carry this over. There's one thing that we saw last night that was a domino effect that led to a lot of the things you were talking about. There's one thing last night that if I'm Chris Finch, the head coach of the Timberwolves, I did not sleep last night. I woke up in a cold sweat, and it could absolutely be a fatal flaw in the game last night that directly led to everything you were talking about. We'll tell you what that was next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this? Half off tune-up right now. It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
You mentioned the guarding without fouling. You mentioned Oklahoma City going big.
Yeah.
Which directly led to the 51 3-point attempts. Here's the problem. And as usual, it's French.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert got played off the floor last night.
Yep.
Rudy Gobert last night played 21 minutes. Compare that to Randall at 36, Anthony Edwards at 37. Rudy Gobert took 3 total shots, made 1, but even worse, 3 boards and a block and a turnover.
Yeah.
2 points, 3 boards, a block. He was unplayable. They had to take him off the floor. Now, Mark Daniel sees that.
Right.
Let's go big. You just clogged up the paint for Randall and friends. Oh, by the way, and Anthony Edwards, who spends a lot of time driving the paint, you just moved the entire Timberwolves line out because you don't have Gobert as a problem in the middle. You just moved them out to the perimeter, and they're sitting there taking 51 jumpers from beyond the arc. They got to figure that out, or in my opinion, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, and I think they still have safeguards against that. Like he had 2,000 the first less than a minute. Because that can then mean more Naz Reid. I don't think that's bad. He was awful yesterday.
He was terrible yesterday.
So
28 minutes, 1 of 11.
So your 2 bigs were what? 2 of 14. I'm just non-factors.
Yep.
Gobert does it differently. So you have him to protect the paint, to get rebounds, to get the putbacks, to get the rim runs, whatever. You didn't have that. And then Naz Reid can
By the
get
way,
you.
Jaden McDaniels fouled out too, 6'9".
So your size that helps you against a team like OKC wasn't a factor. Randall was great in the first half. He cooled off. Edwards, there's a lot of things you could go, hey, look, if I'm Minnesota at one point, I'm ahead 2.5 quarters into the game with Randall being great for a half, Edwards being all right. But who else was good? So, but okay, you can't just expect though, well, next game everybody will be better. Might. But I also think Minnesota or OKC could have had a better first half. So, you watch a little bit more and see. I think there's some elements here, but Minnesota's got to be better in a lot of ways.
You asked who else was good other than Randall. The answer is nobody.
Yeah, DiVincenzo couldn't make open threes.
Jesus, DiVincenzo was 3 of 12.
Yeah.
3 of 12 in 30 minutes and pretty much did nothing else. Even Anthony Edwards, who did not have a terrible game, but he was 5 of 13 in 37 minutes, 18 points. He did have 9 boards and 3 assists and a block. But that's a terrible game for Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, and the play I remember from him didn't even happen, but oh my goodness, if he dunked that one on Dort.
He's had like 4 of those this postseason where he almost had like the dunk of the year.
Yeah.
And,
but in the end, it's not.
Right.
Yeah, there were other elements that were interesting in the game too. Like I even remember they said it during the game. I couldn't believe Dagnall challenged that one play early. I'm like, why would you do that? They lost the challenge. And even when Minnesota won their challenge, it still was OKC's ball. And I think they hit a 3 out of it. Like, was that a win? Little things like that. But gosh, that's a tough team to beat. And then once they get going, whoo, that arena is pretty. I mean, I've called a couple games there. That place is loud.
Yeah, no, it is. It is very much. It's very Sacramento-esque there. It's one of I can count on one hand. It's one of I can count on one hand fan bases in the NBA that I would say can hang with Sacramento through good and bad.
Yeah,
through good and bad. Look, Madison Square Garden is going to be rocking and rolling for this series, but they're not necessarily in a 32-win year in February against the Blazers. It ain't rocking.
Right.
Whereas Oklahoma City, much like Sacramento, they're rocking all of that because that's all they got.
Right.
That's it. It's very, very, very similar. Let's take a listen, if you will, now on some of the post game and Anthony Edwards first and foremost on what he needs to do.
I definitely got to shoot more. I only took 13 shots, but I I'll say probably just get off the ball a little more, play without the ball. I think that'd be the answer because playing on the ball, they're just going to double and sit in the gaps all day. So got to go watch some film and pick it apart. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, they clogged the paint, and he noticed.
They clogged the paint. That's what they do. They don't got much size down there, so they bank on us not making shots, I guess, because every time I go to the rim, it's like 4 people in the paint. So, yeah, I guess they just be clogging the paint. They put like 4 bodies in the paint, make you kick it out. So,
I mean, they do have size, but again, there were a lot of moments in the game that Hartenstein and Holmgren were out, and I thought, and then even play the other Jalen Williams, who's kind of bigger. I'm like, this is a group that Minnesota can get, and I don't think they got to the paint against that specific group.
You also have to wonder about the cumulative physicality of the Thunder in the paint on Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
We're already now, this is what, their third round in the playoffs. They've gone through 2 full series. He's already taken a beating.
Yeah, he's hurt his ankle a couple times. Heard it last night.
He was asked about that last night by a reporter.
Did your ankle affect your shooting at all?
Okay, so that's a yes.
Nah.
Here's Chris Finch, the head coach on the injury.
He said it was a bit sore at halftime, but he said he would be fine. So yeah. No, we didn't talk about it yet. So
yeah, he played. He was.
And by the way, just so people understand, and most of you already know this, NBA players, coaches, personnel are notoriously aloof and standoffish when it comes to injuries for a number of reasons. Number one, they just don't even want to acknowledge it. Number two, they also don't want to give anybody an edge.
Yeah, if they even know right now, I'm just throwing out a crazy hypothetical like, oh no, he actually did more damage and he may miss game 2, which again, not true. I'm just throwing this. They wouldn't even say that.
Absolutely not.
Wouldn't even say that.
Why give an edge?
Right.
Why give an edge? If you're a boxer and you're fighting someone and you just broke their right cheekbone, you're going to target that right cheekbone with every single punch.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing. You don't want to. God, I remember not that long ago when Katie was doing sidelines and she asked Bogdan Bogdanovic about his toe injury. And, Bogey is a super nice guy. You could just tell she asked very, very good, very normal, normal question, very appropriate. And he stumbled all over himself, not wanting. And then I don't think I'm telling tales after school. I don't know if he talked to her. It was something afterwards where I think he might have apologized. He was just like, I don't want to talk about that, like at all. We don't acknowledge that. Whatever. I mean, she did the right thing, but again, injuries are that way. Here's Mark Daniel on them starting up poorly in the first.
I thought that was the game, for us, to play as poorly as we did offensively in the first half and to be down 4 was a major victory for us at halftime. And the defense was a huge catalyst in that.
Okay.
Yeah, agree with that. They got a couple of late buckets in the half from 8 to 4. I remember, like I said earlier, I think Minnesota had 2 or 3 attempts to get that to like 11 or 13 in that range, and they didn't. And 4-point game on the road for the home team, they could win that easily, and they did.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the presumptive MVP. We played this earlier, but it is interesting on the differences between playing the Timberwolves and the Nuggets.
Did you feel that at all during the game that you have to remind yourself, this isn't Denver anymore?
It felt different from jump. They're more like pressure oriented. It feels like a little more physical. But at the end of the night, it's basketball. They throw you a problem and you have to solve it, whatever it looks like. And that's what it is every night. And that's what it was tonight. They had different coverages, different personnel out there, and we have to attack it and work together as a unit to solve the problems out there. And we did that.
And as the game progressed, this highlight will kind of drive the point home that you could tell the home team was going to win the ball game.
First pitch, breaking ball, hit the right field, hit a ton. Got some carry going back is Garcia. He will not get it. It's out of here.
Aaron Judge with a 2-run homer, expanding the Yankee lead to 5-0.
He played?
Yeah, I just want to do something nice for you.
Thank you.
I thought you'd enjoy that.
Yeah. Shortest home run of his career, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Like he was that quick around the bases?
No, the shortest ball he hit out of a stadium ever.
Wow.
Have to have a pretty short outfield.
Yeah.
Wow, it's totally unfair.
Yeah. I mean,
no one else plays in there. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Not
they got
half
that,
their games.
They got that new stat coming out with the what I think it's what is a true home run, and what I don't think they've landed on this term yet, but I think it's going to be true home runs and then air quote Yankee home runs.
Yeah. Okay. So if that was a Yankee home run, I'll take one away. I think that's all from this year. The others have all been no doubters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come back.
Now, we're back to the situation here where OKC obviously has the lead. They probably should feel good, but the series can change in a game.
Yes.
Denver won. Didn't Denver win game 2? Yeah.
Yes.
Or did they win game 1?
They won game 1.
Yeah. And then, but even after they got blown out in game 2, you're right, they did win game 1. And then it was like, well, look, Denver did what they needed to do. It's 1-1. Can they? I mean, I think here, if Minnesota, it's a big if, can figure out the things that they didn't do well and get that split, that's a huge statement going home. And if not, then OKC at least feels great, and Minnesota has a lot of pressure to get back in the series with game 3.
There may just be a situation where talent is talent and there's nothing Minnesota can do. But what I find interesting about these things is that this is really where coaches and video staff and you heard Anthony Edwards say we got to watch film. He's not just saying that. Like, legitimately, you can pick up on things in film, do a practice, do a walkthrough, and then go out and try to execute them. I really enjoy, again, there are series where it's like, well, this team's just better and they're going to win. And unless they get hurt or something, they're going to win. And that might be this series. But where I really enjoy the playoffs, because they're playing each other 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row, is that's where you see who are the good chess players.
Yeah.
Who can make the proper adjustments on, and that is really ultimately where your coaches and coaching staff earn their money, is in these situations in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think if you watched that game with a clean slate, not knowing records, not knowing talent level, like this was the first game we ever watched of these two teams, I felt for the majority of the game it was really even.
Yes.
The stretch, though, was so dominated by the Thunder that I would just go, wow, they had a really good 8 minutes, changed the game, they won. But because we know they're the 1 seed, because we know the historically good season they've had, because they're the favorite, it's like, yeah, are they just better? I don't know. It feels like that's maybe too far to go right now, but in the end, that might be the right answer.
Well, let me throw a lightning round because we got a break here. Do you think that OKC's depth in some instances was the difference?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that Mark Daigneault out-chess-pieced Chris Finch with adjustments after the half?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I don't really have. I'm not trying to get you one way or the other. And then ultimately, do you think OKC hit Minnesota with a gut punch and Minnesota completely wilted?
Look like it.
These are storylines I'm going to be very curious to follow in game 2, because all of them may be true, partially true, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, wow, they really Minnesota. Was it Minnesota got hit in the gut and just fell to the floor and had no more fight in them, or was OKC that dominant? I would like to think that the Warriors, a number of teams at the Nuggets, maybe they pull off a 17-2 run or 19-2 run like they did, but okay, they're up 10. That's not, the game is not over.
Right.
It just seemed like
they
finally Minnesota had been punching them, and then OKC finally landed one, and Minnesota's like, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. I don't know.
You win.
Yeah, you win. How? Stop it. When we come back, Eastern Conference Finals start tonight. We've got a preview, and also, weirdly enough, we will talk a little bit. We are the home of the Kings, about the Kings' kind of dominance against these teams this year. We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Memorial Day celebration comes early at Elk Grove Honda. See, test drive, and purchase your brand new Elk Grove Honda at attractive prices right now. Visit Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. We have the right Honda at the right price.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda. Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. Try the TrackMan experience, the very best technology to fit your metalwoods and irons. The new cutting-edge putter fitting studio with its $30,000 worth of technology is ready for your fitting. Hagen Oaks will help you find the best putter for your game. Hagen Oaks offers more technology, more choices, and more service. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531, 808-2531 for more.
The hot weather is coming. Is your HVAC system ready for it? Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating make sure it is. Get to Lee'sAirPlumbingandHeating.com. Check out their $99 HVAC tune-up special. And let me tell you why Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating is the way to go. They took care of me when our heater collapsed over the winter, and Lee's set us up with a great new HVAC system that is providing comfort, value, and quality. Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating take care of you. License number 635355.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there's something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Are you thinking about buying a new car? Well, maybe you're on the fence. Let me help you out. Kyle Draper here from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the first time I stepped into the MP of Stockton showroom, I knew I made the right choice. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV. It's comfortable, stylish, and most importantly, it's safe. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. It's just a short drive down I-5 or anytime at mbfstockton.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Typically, a high handicapper carries an index of 20 or more. Golf Monthly's Barry Plummer offers 4 tips if you're tired of that high handicap. First, choose the right equipment. Invest in a 5-wood, which is more forgiving than a 3-wood or a 3 hybrid. It's a much better option for getting the ball in the air. Second, play for bogey on par 5s. Break the longer holes into manageable chunks, perhaps aiming to hit the green with 4 easy swings while also navigating away from the trouble along the way. 3, leave the sand wedge in the bag for chipping. Up and down percentages are almost twice as good when chipping a 9-iron over a sand wedge, and 3.5 times better with the putter. And finally, stop leaving your putts short. A 20 handicapper leaves 55% of their missed putts short of the hole. Give yourself a chance with every attempt and don't leave another putt short. Try these simple tips and let's see whether your handicap starts to come down. And have some fun out there. That'll help too. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Eastern Conference Finals begin tonight. The Knicks host the Pacers. 5 p.m. TNT. And Max, which is HBO, which is, I don't know, which I sometimes accidentally click on and go, wow, this is a weird broadcast. Oh, I'm on Max.
Different broadcast?
Yeah, it's a different broadcast.
Gentlemen, the Knicks are hosting the Pacers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. During the regular season, the Knicks were 51-31. The Pacers were 50-32. What? Okay. Who is favored?
Okay, I'm gonna take. That's what I just saw it on the scroll, so I will take myself out.
Okay, well then, how about this? Here's how you can play.
Okay,
I will put the number that Chris, the difference between what the line is and what Chris's guess will be. I will put the over under at 1.
Okay, but that you'd say
1.5. I almost did.
At 1. He's going to do it.
You think he'll go under, so he'll get it exact or within 1?
Yes.
Okay. Chris, who is favored and by how much?
Knicks by 2.5.
Jason just.
Oh man, I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
Great poker face, Lady Gaga. Jeez. You were off by 2. The Knicks are favored by 4.5.
I thought he was going to say 5.5.
I honestly did too. I did. I would have picked the under as well. Chris, weirdly disappointed. We had confidence in him for the last time.
Yes.
How did Indiana get here, ladies and gentlemen? Well, when we look at the Knicks and Pacers, the Kings, weirdly enough, had some ownage over them this year.
Did they?
Yeah.
What do you remember about
they were defeated against them. 0 for 4.
They padded their win totals.
And dare I say, everybody focuses on the Detroit game. I actually think Mike Brown's fate was all but sealed after the Pacers game. I think we don't talk about that game enough.
Was that a tie game at half and then just fell off the cliff?
Yes,
if I remember
Tyrese Halliburton basically took a dump on the scorer's table and then he finger painted the whole court.
Yay!
Yay!
But you low-life scumbag, two-faced, narcissistic.
Yeah. Oh, Chris is not.
He's going to be treated well at the Garden.
Yes.
Is there any part of you like whatever I'm thinking about the Pacers winning the finals? There is a tiny part of me that like let's say I want the Pacers to win the finals 25%.
Wow.
But I don't know whatever the number is. But I think like a good 5 to 6% of that is just to watch Chris.
That to me would be the only reason,
right? Like just to watch Chris.
I'm in on the Knicks.
You think I'm gonna just break down?
No, I think you're just going to progressively get more pissed off.
Yeah, and I want to see what else you'll play.
Right. The NBA world is just going to descend on Tyrese Halliburton. It'll be just a big, massive love fest.
I don't think I have to worry about that.
The game was tied at the half.
Kings and
Pacers.
What was the second half score? How many did the Kings get? Let's see if we can guess. After you tell us what the Kings got, I want to see how close we can get to the Pacers.
The Kings they scored 4 total or in the second half?
Just the second half. Kings.
43 points.
43 points. I think the Pacers got 69.
Well, if we'd have played the previous game of over-under, you would have been the under. They got 70. 70 to 43 in the second half.
So they lost
at Golden One Center. Yeah, they lost 122-95. They were outscored. The worst part, they were outscored 35-26 in the third. They were outscored 35-17 in the fourth. 35-17. They were outscored 21 points after already being down 9.
But how did Doug McDermott do?
How did former Pacer?
Yeah.
Doug McDermott do in that game? Well, let's go back, Jason Ross. In 18 minutes, he had 3 points.
That 3 got the building going.
Got them going.
Was that a random start by Jay Crowder?
Jay Crowder, no. Jay Crowder was a DNP.
Oh, that was in the DNP
CD
season.
Did not play Carmichael Dave. DeMar DeRozan, though. Let's just put it this way: the Kings lost despite DeMar DeRozan's heroic efforts. He was 1 of 7 with 2 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds in 28 minutes.
By far his worst game.
Domantas Sabonis was
Revenge game.
8 of 22, 17 points, 21 rebounds. I mean, okay. 4 assists and a steal.
De'Aaron Fox had 23 points on 7 of 19 shooting to lead the team. Keegan, 10 points. Malik Monk, 14 on 6 of 16. The Kings splits were 36, 31, and 76.
Wow, they shot 36%. Yeah. Against that defense?
In this economy? and I've always thought it was the Detroit Pistons buried the body, but I think the Pistons killed it.
They committed the murder.
They committed the murder, and I think the Pistons came in and went, okay, or at least the Pacers put the Kings on life support.
Yeah, they got a couple of wounds in.
And then Detroit pulled the plug on that. I think that's probably the right way to say it. And then next thing you know, see you later. Because the Detroit game, that was on a Sunday. Then you had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's when we were saying on this show, if they don't beat Detroit. Now, in retrospect, 114-113 home loss to Detroit is nowhere near as bad as how it looked.
Yeah, but it was the end.
But it was the end. It was the Fox foul. It was all that. It was also the fact that they had been at home and lost to Denver, twice to the Lakers, then Indiana. So you had the 2 Laker rivalry losses. You had the Halliburton rivalry loss all on your home floor. And then Detroit beat you with that ending, and it was see you later. Remember, Fox did have 26. Why are we reliving it? What am I doing here? What am I? Anyways, so now we get to Indiana, and this is where it gets really, really interesting. How did Indiana arrive in the Eastern Conference Finals? Well, we know how they got Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah.
And as many of you have already said on the text line or the chat, some form of this, the key to Indiana's success was finding a dumb team to trade them Tyrese Halliburton. I've seen all of them. I get it. They draft Benedict Mathurin in the Keegan Murray draft. You were very, very high on him. He's turned out to be a fantastic piece. Andrew Nembhard was a second-round pick by them, pick number 31. They're big. You could honestly point to this. We talked about the Knicks. What if the Pacers don't get Pascal Siakam and the Sacramento Kings open next season at the 4 spot instead of what's his face, Anthony McDaniels?
Oh, yeah.
Who was ever the guy?
Jaden.
Was it Jaden?
Well, yeah.
No,
Jalen and Jaden.
Okay, that's what I always mix up. Yeah, and instead of a seat filler, no offense, well, I guess kind of offense, but nothing personal, at the 4, what if what kind of year did we just have if we had Pascal Siakam?
Right.
The Pacers went out. They held. I think, honestly, an underrated thing for them is they held on to Miles Turner. All these years when Miles Turner was on the way out, and they held fast. But I think Pascal Siakam, along with a lot of other things, but Pascal, the difference between the Kings and the Pacers that's almost what it is. What kind of a world are we living in if we've got De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, Pascal Siakam, and I don't know if Monk would still be here. I don't know if Keegan would still be. I don't know. But whatever else you put around them, is Mike Brown still here? Is Mike McNair still here? Are the Kings still in the playoffs?
But he didn't want to come here.
And the thing is, and that's what we don't talk about enough. I know we got a break, but again, going back to my previous points that I've been trying to make that people hate me for doing this. Fox wanted out. The way the Mike Brown thing got handled. Why didn't Siakam want to come here? Why would he want to not come here so for the beaches of Indianapolis, the warm weather? You're in California. Why didn't he want to come here? In part, I'm sure not all, but in part, I don't know, probably because the Kings' reputation is mud. By the way, Siakam was traded to the Pacers for Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, and 3 first-round picks. That is what you call making a commitment to a move. 3 first-round picks, that's a lot. That's a lot. Think the Pacers regret that move?
No.
Not in at all. Meanwhile, the Kings drafted Devin Carter.
Yeah.
And they played basketball for the team. Yeah. And here we are. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not? Let's go streaking. We'll do it all next.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
What's going on? I'm talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, tell me what's happening for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event.
There's been a lot of talk lately about electric vehicles, and this has to be one of my favorites. And right now, don't just get the employee pricing, get Employee Pricing Plus with a little extra Hoblet discount. When you save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xEs. These Jeeps are so much fun to drive and save you a bundle at the pump.
They save money. They look pretty nice, too.
Those Jeeps have been hugely popular, and everyone I've talked to loves them. Plus, you get to experience our award-winning customer service. And remember to check out the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with nearly 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000. Whatever you're looking for, Hoblet has it.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
10,000 total net savings after 2,500 factor rebates and 7,500 dealer discounts, including employee pricing for all. Rebates may include 500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders. VIN number 24461 and 24463. See dealer for details.
The clock is ticking, Ethan.
Hey, movie fans, get ready for the ultimate summer blockbuster at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
I need you to trust me.
Filmed for IMAX, every mission has led to this. Feel every heart-pounding moment on Esquire IMAX's 6-story screen with thunderous audio. Grab your reserved seats now at IMAX.com/Sacramento. The Esquire IMAX Theater, the world's most immersive movie experience for Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
This Memorial Day, grab the keys to a new ride during Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event. Right now, get a low-cost lease on the 2025 Prius. Sleek, efficient, and with impressive MPG, it's perfect for long weekend road trips or the daily hustle and bustle. Or shop great deals on 17 Toyota hybrid models from the longest-lasting brand on the road. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year complimentary scheduled maintenance plan. Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event ends soon. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offers end 6/2/25.
The coolest summer starts at Target with up to 50% off select Sun Squad pool and outdoor toys and 20% off select favorite day treats with Target Circle. Discover inflatable pools and outdoor toys that'll surely make a big splash this season, while you keep it cool and sweet with the most shareable cookies and frozen snacks under the sun. Hurry! Now through Memorial Day, save up to 50% on select Sun Squad toys and 20% on select favorite day treats with Target Circle, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Oh, tasty high note. Oh, hi, don't mind me. I'm practicing my new baritone sax. I just heard PayPal's paying for people's stuff every day for 100 days, and there's 10 million up for grabs. All you have to do is use PayPal checkout online. So there's never been a better time to buy a few things off the old wish list, like this leaf blower. PayPal could pay for your purchase. The Great PayPal Checkout.
No purchase necessary ends July 18th. See official rules at paypal.com/thegreatpaypalcheckout/terms. Participating merchants only must use PayPal checkout online. Coverage of up to $100 and eligible purchases per card.
It's Clean Car Month. Right now, get the Pro X1 Car Care Collection Wash Kit for just $19.99. Exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my superhydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Who is hot? I mean, honestly, who's hot?
Logan Henderson. And the Brewers 5-2 win over the Orioles yesterday. Jackson Holiday got a hit. Logan Henderson threw 5 innings, only allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. He is the only Major League Baseball player in the modern era to strike out 7 or more batters and earn the win in each of his first 3 career appearances.
Well, good for him. Who's not, though?
UEFA Europa League.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Well, as we know, there's the Champions League, and then the one just below is the Europa League. It's for the better teams that aren't quite Champions League to win a trophy. But this year's final is between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. What's so crazy about that? Why would that not be?
Why is that? Yeah, why is that so crazy?
Because they are currently the 16th and 17th place teams in the English Premier League. And one of them will get a Champions League spot next season.
Why is that a negative?
To get like one of the worst teams. What if the I'm trying to think now. What if the Utah Jazz was in the playoffs?
Well, I wouldn't say they're the Jazz. I would say I get what you're saying. I don't want to nitpick. They're more like, I mean, they're honestly more like what? I wouldn't say the Kings either, but something.
What's the final relegation spot?
What's what?
What's the final relegation spot in the table?
For Premier League?
Yeah.
Is it 24?
18. So there's 20 teams. The 18th team is the last one.
Oh, I thought you meant final meaning the bottom. I get what you're saying.
So they're the last 2 that are safe.
But isn't that kind of a cool story? That you have lower rung teams that haven't had a great regular season, but somehow made it
awful
through,
regular season.
But made it through and won games they needed to win. And now we're in a situation where they're playing for something. They're not tanking. They're not trying for a draft pick. They're giving their fans something that they can enjoy it's almost like what the NBA Cup strives to be, except there's no real reward for the NBA Cup. Now, if the NBA Cup, either A, we cared about the cup, or B, you got like a top 10 draft pick out of it or something, well then, hey, great, way to go. Let me put it another way. If there was some sort of equivalent in the NBA, and let's just say the Kings got it, I mean, are you turning that down?
No, but is it good for the NBA?
I think it is. I think any way to keep the lower rung fans and teams engaged with things to play for, they have to earn it by winning those games, but things to play for is great. By the way, I'm not paying a ton of attention. Did your Man City, did you guys play yesterday?
Yeah.
What was that, regular Premier League?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just because I just
he played the FA Cup final.
Yeah, and
on
then
Saturday, so they needed to make up that game.
Yeah. Jason, what do you think?
I agree. Back to you.
Let's go streaking, please. Anytime's fine with me. Soccer talk.
Time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking!
All righty, Jason Ross.
Well, not much streaking going on here. Hello, Dave's at 1. Chris is at 1. I'm at 0 going into play yesterday.
I didn't say anything. Yeah.
What was so funny?
I don't know.
What'd you laugh at, Chris?
You're at 0.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, we'll start with me at 0 then, the bottom of the bottom, near relegation.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Is it weird? I was watching the end of My Cousin Vinny yesterday when I got home, and you know the point where dude says I dismiss all charges. Okay, and then everyone celebrates. I got like a lump in my throat at My Cousin Vinny, and I was sitting there and I literally said out loud, I got the dogs on my bed, I'm getting ready to take a nap, I'm like, what are you doing? I literally said out loud, what are you doing? You're getting emotional over a movie you've seen 30 times when Ralph Macchio won his court case.
It's touching.
Was it?
Yeah.
Also, the prosecuting attorney, the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Good guy. Bad
in the end, I think
like,
you're a good guy.
I couldn't figure it out. I was really focusing him on this time because he let him use the hunting lodge. He took him hunting, but I also felt like there was a lot of condescension and snark.
I would say if they wanted to make him the bad guy, once that evidence came through, he would have said, like, no, the trial continues.
But they didn't. They wanted to make him the good guy.
Yeah.
Last question, then we'll move on. So Marissa Tomei calls the judge and fakes the record for the attorney, right? So what happens when the real clerk called the judge back an hour later to say, I don't know who the hell this guy is?
He already left. He's out of town.
So,
Yeah.
but point being, at some point, the judge, who was super nice and shook his hand and everyone waved goodbye at the end, at some point, did the judge file charges? Like, did this guy get brought?
No, he can never get mud stuck in his tires in Alabama again.
But, I mean, wouldn't
That's
other
my cousin Vinny, too.
That's what I'm saying. My cousin Vinny, too. He's been disbarred. And Marissa Tomei goes to law school. She becomes the attorney. And he's the one helping her out.
He works on cars.
That's exactly right. Get it going.
Wait, didn't she say that she called the clerk?
She did. She said she had a friend in the in the clerk's office.
Yeah.
But what if it was a different clerk that the judge called that then called him back later?
I think
that did the clerk friend that did. Oh, it wasn't. It was the ex-judge.
Yes.
That was his mentor.
Yes.
Did the ex-judge get put in jail now when they found out this massive fraud?
How are they going to find out?
Because the other clerk's going to call.
What?
The judge called the office.
Wow,
left a message for a clerk to call him back to research if Joe Pesci had
a
New
York clerk would lie.
Just saying, at some point that clerk's calling the judge, and the judge saying, "Oh, it was already taken care of by Fred Smith."
I say what happens is they end up killing the judge, so he can't find out.
Clerk, we need you.
That would be a cool My Cousin Vinny too. It's just dark and murderous. Okay. Anyways.
All right,
back to you.
I was at 0.
ADD's working hard today.
I took Corbin Carroll, and he got up 5 times. He hit a home run and knocked in 2. I'm on a streak of 1.
Hey, take that, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Good for you, Jason.
Put that in your
Well
ear
done.
and listen to it.
Yeah, Dave, you were at 1. You took.
You never know.
Wow.
You just never know.
You never know who I took.
You took Fred E. Freeman.
Frederick von Freemanhofer.
He got up 4 times. He got 2 hits.
Thank you.
You're at 2.
That's a streak, baby, almost.
And Chris, the power hitter, took baseball's best player, Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
he had 4 at bats, had 2 hits.
Yeah,
Still batting over 400, guys.
Yeah.
Homer, 2 RBI. Good job, Chris. Excellent pick. You're at 2 as well. So, Dave, here you go. You can't pick Jacob Wilson or Freddie Freeman.
I can't pick
everyone
Jacob
else is available.
Wilson, and I can't take Freddie Freeman. I think I'm gonna take quarterback Willie Beeman. I don't know. Hold on. I'm vamping here. You know what, dude? Why don't you give me? I already took Aaron Judge.
No, you took Jacob Wilson
Yeah,
and
give
Freddie
me Aaron
Freeman.
Judge.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Good idea. I'm going to take Stephen Kwan.
The Kwan.
Yeah. Chris, you
I'll
can't take Judge or Holiday.
Shohei Ohtani.
Just a pitcher now.
We got to go?
Yeah, got to go.
Okay. We'll take a break. When we return, we had more NBA honors yesterday.
Yeah. MVP's being announced tonight.
MVP's being announced tonight. We'll go through the all-rookie team, and we'll let you know where the Kings rookie landed on the all-rookie first and second teams. We'll talk about it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first before hitting the drive-thru.
$6. Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Summer's here, and you can now get almost anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? You can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get chicken parmesan delivered. Sunshine? No. Some wine? Yes. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. See app for details.
Memorial Day celebration comes early at Elk Grove Honda. There's no need to wait for Memorial Day weekend to see, test drive, and purchase your brand new Elk Grove Honda. Civic hybrids, Accord hybrids, CRV hybrids, and Pilots, Passports, Odysseys, HRVs, Prologue EVs, and so much more. They're all available right now at attractive prices. Whether you're looking to own or lease and can't wait until Memorial Day, visit Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. We have the right Honda at the right price.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Memorial Day savings explode at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $12,500 off MSRP after rebates. Every new 2025 Silverado Turbo Max in stock.
And Maida Chevy has similar savings on every new Silverado. One of the largest selections of new Silverado in the Sacramento area.
$12,500 off new Silverado. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Less than 21 or more. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
It's my prerogative. It's my prerogative.
Do what I want to do.
From the 916, when it comes to what the Pacers or Knicks did and what we didn't do. I'm very aware, but we need to move forward with a positive attitude. We have a new GM who has a great reputation. We have some good pieces and talent here. Yeah, I just, look, everyone can feel how they want. I just don't agree with that. I really don't.
What part? You're relying on the history, which is totally fair.
Yes.
Totally fair.
Yes.
But is it more than that?
Well, I'll just break down what he said. First off, positive attitude is pointless to me. It doesn't matter what our attitude is. I don't think if you have a great attitude, Jason. I don't think that helped us win any games last year.
That's me.
I have a terrible attitude. I don't think it helped us lose any games last year. Your positive attitude is how you go through life, and your blood pressure is probably lower for it. I have a negative attitude based on history, and I try to protect myself from getting my hopes up.
Okay. How about the rest of it, though?
Is that working?
I don't know what the alternative would look like.
Are you less bummed out because you're?
I do think that if I had, I think it's the Top Gun Maverick correlation. I think my expectations were low. My expectations were low for the movie.
Yeah,
and it was a good movie, and I think I extra enjoyed it. Whereas had Top Gun Maverick sucked, I would have been like, yeah, I kind of thought it was, but I had to see it.
I also think as a byproduct, I think you overinflate other teams.
I think you're right.
You know,
it's a lot of envy. It's a lot of jealousy.
I mean, not like OKC, but another team like, I'd much rather be like Detroit. I'm like, would you? I'm like, really? Are they great?
Not yet.
But why are they going there? Why are they going to be great? Why is Detroit going to be great?
I'm saying I don't know, but I'm saying if you believe what I believe, which you don't have to,
right?
I believe that this iteration of the Kings, no matter what you surround, this core of the Kings cannot win a championship.
Okay.
I can't say that for Detroit. They have Cade Cunningham, who's going to be a super duper star. He's a star right now. They have a good young team with a good young coach, chemistry, and they seem to be on the way up. We are at best paddling or sinking. So I'd rather be them.
Yeah.
That's all. It's not, I don't think they're going to win a championship. I don't.
Right.
Let's break down what he said real quick.
Yeah.
So positive attitude, whatever.
Okay, that's fine.
We have a new GM. That is correct.
Fact.
I don't have any argument with that.
Okay.
He has a great reputation. Does he?
I think he does. I think his reputation is pretty good.
I mean, I look, this is, and again, let me preface this. I think we talked to Scott Perry. He seems like a wonderful person. I have nothing against Scott Perry, but I think this is a very fair question. What has Scott Perry done?
Okay.
What has he done?
Yeah.
Let's point to Scott Perry's successes as a GM and in building a roster.
Okay.
I can't.
But the thing was reputation.
Sure.
Which I would say reputation his comes in better than Monty's. Monty
didn't have a reputation.
Right. I think there's connections from coaching to agent to GM and years of experience.
But would you rather have the young unknown rookie, which by the way,
back to the Giannis Cooper flag.
And I'm the guy, by the way, I don't want to be hypocritical here. I also very much said stop hiring rookie GMs, get somebody established. Right. But in this vacuum, you've got the guy on the left who is he trained under some of the best GMs. He's young, went to Princeton, smart. He's got, let's see what he can do. And again, this isn't a knock against Scott Perry, but it's like everyone, he's got a great reputation. Great reputation. I think a lot of the great reputation comes to his positive relationships with people and players and being a great guy. I'm simply asking the question, not in a personal or insulting way. Somebody point to me Scott Perry's accomplishments as a general manager in this league. And by the way, unlike Monty, he's had opportunity. He's been in the position. Here's what I know, and it might be incredibly unfair, and I would invite somebody to correct me, and I will happily say it on the air and apologize. From an outsider's perspective, it sure seems like the Knicks got better when he left. Now, I don't think that's a direct connection. I don't.
Yeah.
But is anybody giving Scott Perry credit for building the current iteration of the Knicks? I don't know. If they are, tell me about it.
Right.
We have some good pieces and talent here. Well, I think in a vacuum, I agree with that. There's Domantas Sabonis is a borderline all-star every year. Zach LaVine's a borderline all-star. You have Keon Ellis, Keegan Murray, and of course you do. But the argument's been the same the whole time. We have some decent ingredients that don't mix or haven't yet, didn't mix in Chicago when they were together, and LaVine and DeRozan, and in one case, a terrible contract. Who, by the way, they have a decision to make this summer. They either have to extend him or wonder if he's going to opt out of the player option the following year and you lose him for nothing. Can you imagine if we're sitting here next year and they extend Zach LaVine, where they extend him at to give up that player option? So it could get worse with him. So my whole thing is this: like, I'm not saying we should be sitting here kicking ourselves in the junk constantly and woe is us, we're going to suck. I just keep finding myself defending the point of view that I have zero expectations for this team. And if I was forced to have an expectation for this team, I would simply default to what history tells us, which is next year we're going to be having this conversation on May 21st, 2025. It's just not going to be a lot different than the conversation we're having right now. And I think I can support that with logic and fact. Also, could be completely wrong.
Right.
And I hope I am.
Hope so too.
NBA honors announced all rookie teams. Well, the Kings don't have a first-round pick this year, so as it stands right now, they will not have somebody on that team next year, most likely. They did have a first-round pick last year. They drafted a guy with a bum shoulder who didn't start playing until halfway through the season and then was in and out of the lineup with injuries and other things. He was not also on the first or second team. The top 2 picks in the draft were, though, Zachary Risache and Alex Sarr, who went 1 and 2. Stephon Castle at number 4. Zach Edey at number 9. Jalen Wells. Look at him. The 39th pick in the draft. Second rounder. A little familiarity with this area.
That's the first team.
Second team. Matas Buzelis. Great pick. Donovan Clingan. Bub Carrington. Khalil Ware. And Yves Misi, who had a great year.
So a lot of non-lottery picks didn't make it.
That's right. Not a lot.
Including Carter. As a matter of fact, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 40% of the first and second all rookie teams were picked after Devin Carter. 40%, almost half. Now, when you look at this class, I know that I know I'm probably taking the easy road out, but Jason, you asked who is the who's going to be the best player? I think it's Stephon Castle. Okay.
I do. Now, if you told me it wasn't, and I had to pick somebody else, I think honestly it would. I would probably. I'd narrow it down to Sarr, Wells, and I love Khalil Ware. I think then I'd narrow it down to probably Sarr or Ware. I'd probably take Sarr.
So here's what's interesting. I pulled up the GM survey from before the season.
Very interesting.
Which is where the GMs all weigh in on different things. And so they weighed in on the rookie class. So which rookie was the biggest steal at where they were selected in the draft? According to the GMs.
Let me bring has that well, let me ask you just for brevity, has that name been mentioned on one of these teams?
One of them. There was a four-way how do they do this? A 6-way tie for first.
For biggest steal?
Yeah, and of them, only one is in the top 2 teams, and that was Bub Carrington.
Is Dalton Connect one of them?
He was. Nikola Topic, who hasn't even played for OKC. Terrence Shannon, Johnny Furphy, and Devin Carter. But what I think is interesting, the question to who will win the Rookie of the Year and who will be the best player in 5 years was number 1 the same, was on both of those questions, and was not on the first or second team. So the best player by 43% in 5 years, and who will win the Rookie of the Year, who got 50% of the vote, was the 3rd pick overall by the Houston Rockets, Reed Shepherd.
Really?
Yeah, barely played this year.
Wow.
Now, he won't win Rookie of the Year, obviously, but he still could be the best player in 5 years. It's different. It's opportunity. Players develop differently. And maybe he also could be a flat-out bust.
I think Reed Shepherd is arguably...
I think he was 3rd. Did I say 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. I think Reed Shepherd is arguably the most intriguing guy in the draft from last year, the one that I am the most confused about. against Oklahoma City in a 9-point loss March 3rd. He had 25 points. He had 20 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists against the Clippers on April 9th. So keep in mind, he had like 3 20-point games, a 16-point game, and whatever. He averaged under 4.5 points on the year. He's 20 years old. He'll turn 21 next month. He averaged 12 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Here's what I would say about Reed Sheppard. I want to know what's going on there in Houston.
Yeah.
And I want to know if there's an access to Reed Sheppard. I'd love to kick if I'm the Kings,
right.
I'd kick the tires on it.
Yeah.
Like, I know the salaries wouldn't work. You'd have to do some other things. Would they look at a DeMar DeRozan?
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this right now. Scott Perry announced tomorrow that we traded DeMar DeRozan for Reed Sheppard and whatever salary filler was there. God dang, man, would he write it? Because I don't know if that move's going to work, right. But I know it's not going to work with DeRozan.
Yeah.
Those are the types, not that exact.
Yeah.
Those are the types of moves we have to look at.
Exactly.
To see if we can pluck gold out of the thing you're not supposed to
pluck. Another guy I think was pretty good is Rob Dillingham.
That's right.
Minnesota hasn't played yet.
That's right.
Like, just people you got to look out for.
Find some of the cast-offs. Yep. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, flag football 2028. Los Angeles. I already know you're going to some of these Olympic things,
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. Jay, you're going to be excited about this like you are about the A's. It's going to be very similar. You're going to be so into it, and I'm here for it. Let's talk about that. What kind of team could you put together? And Roger Goodell speaks on it as well. We'll do that in just 1 minute.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
All you gotta do is put a drink.
Eric Church is back and bringing his unforgettable live show to Sacramento. Eric Church Free the Machine Tour with special guest Charles Wesley Godwin. Golden One Center, November 13th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. His new album, Evangeline vs. the Machine, is out now. One epic night of music that you won't want to miss. Eric Church Free the Machine Tour. Live at Golden One Center, November 13th. Get tickets now. For more, visit ericchurch.com. Produced by Messina Touring Group.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Push lives on.
Yep.
You guys pointed out a rather funny tweet. The Green Bay Packers, the ones that spear tushed that campaign. It failed, and the Eagles.
The Eagles tweeted out from their account. It's a overhead or a shot from like where the defense, maybe the safety would be, and Jalen Hurts is right under center. Looks like they're just about to do the tush push, and coincidentally against the Green Bay Packers, the team that was trying to get it banned, and it says push on.
More like the Green Bay Whiners, right?
Yeah.
Also, the NFL seeding will remain unchanged. The Lions withdrew their proposal. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. I'm a fan of
the reseeding.
Yeah.
Oh, if we're talking about stuff to watch, the Untold on Brett Favre was
yeah.
interesting.
You watched that last night?
Yeah.
And?
You know what? Not as good of a guy as you think he was.
That's strange because I honestly thought I was thinking Chris would watch it and come in and say,
yeah,
he's actually not that bad of a guy.
Not the Copperfit guy?
Yeah.
The
Wrangler guy?
The great moment was there's this guy who was in Green Bay that basically was a writer his entire career. And he was just like, yeah, when I heard about the investigation into welfare fraud, it didn't surprise me.
Here's a question for Chris. And as always, you're under oath. Is there anything that could have been in that documentary where you would have come in today and said, honestly, still issues with Brett Favre, but man, honestly, it there's a lot of things I didn't know. I feel a little bit differently about him, kind of in a positive way. I hate to say it.
The one thing from it, I didn't know that Jen Sturger never even met him.
Well, I didn't know that either. Did you know what college she went to, though?
FSU. That's a big part of the doc.
That's a big part of the doc. Nothing in there. What if they showed Brett Favre's donations and work that led to the cure for baby cancer, and that every Sunday for the last 17 years he's worked at a soup kitchen he started in Bangalore, Mississippi.
That wouldn't be in it, though.
Why?
Because he's not a good person.
I'm creating a hypothetical. I would say this. I don't think there's literally, as a matter of fact, I would go a step further. I think if a third of the way through, if even that far, they showed things like that and they existed, you might actually turn it off like, this is a fluff piece. I don't need to hear it.
I need to hear on the other side. What was the worst thing you learned?
That he was basically like a womanizer since he got into Green Bay. That Jen Sturger wasn't the first one.
Please define woman, just so everybody understands. When you say
like he was
womanizer,
cheating on his wife constantly.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I tend to feel. I mean, based on how I started the show, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I've always been very torn on the womanizing thing when it comes to athletes. Now, obviously, I'll explain. Obviously, if it's like an underage thing or an illegal thing or this or that, like that's
why you don't like Pete Rose.
That is black and white. That is, but it's like when the Tiger Woods thing came out, and I forget who wrote it. It wasn't Ray Ratto, but think like Ray Ratto. It was a big piece on how big of a piece of garbage Tiger Woods was, because specifically talking about the cheating, right? And I just found myself thinking, like, you shouldn't cheat on your spouse. Shouldn't do it. There's no argument there. There's no argument.
But if you were to make one, it would be.
I found myself wondering if that same journalist who, I'm just going to be honest here, looked like a walrus and a dolphin had a kid, was on a different continent at 2 a.m. after a long day of photo shoots and endorsements, and he was having a couple at the bar, and a 5-star blonde, whatever floats your boat model passed her room key over to him. He's traveling by himself. I'll bet you he'd say no. This guy, in this situation where he's married, right? I'll bet you he'd say no. The first time, maybe the second. And by the way, maybe every single time. But I wonder how many people that wrote that stuff would actually in the same spot be able to have that type of restraint when you're walking in those shoes, when you're literally having guy or girl, male or female athlete, celebrity, whatever. This is not a gender thing. This is simply you have model gorgeous people throwing themselves at you constantly, and in many cases you're a world away. Are you thinking about it? Are you considering it? Do you give in one night? You're lonely, you're having a fight. But I believe people are bad people when they steal, when they molest, when they murder, when they, there's a lot of things where it's like.
So you think Brett Favre is a bad person?
I do think Brett Favre is a bad person. I do. The way I started the whole conversation is sometimes when we get on athletes, here's the other part about athletes that doesn't get talked about enough, and I'm fine with that because it's their lives. What's the opposite of adultery when you don't adultery?
committed.
No, but it's not like okay. Anyways, adultering,
monogamous.
But right, okay, there you go. But I'll switch it back. Adulteration, adulterish. Whatever percentage you think of married people in professional sports are adulterous, you're low. You're low. The amount of adultery that takes place in professional sports is ridiculous.
Well, then it gets into an entirely different place, is if your partner is okay with you having other partners.
Correct. But let me ask you this. What about I mean, we're having a lot of fun here now. It's great.
Sounds amazing.
What about, but people don't have these conversations. I love to live in the nuance. What about, we'll just stick with an athlete. What about the athlete that married his high school sweetheart and they have become completely different people? He knows they haven't talked in months. They haven't, whatever in months. She treats him like garbage. He's not much better, but she's like, what are you going to do? Leave me? I'm taking half your stuff. I'm taking the kids. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Is that any different to people when he on a road trip runs into somebody and commits adult? Is that any different than somebody? Do you equate a difference between somebody doing that in a healthy, happy marriage versus that situation? Is there a difference to you at all? Is there a degree of a line of demarcation?
I lost you.
I'm asking you, athlete cheats on wife or husband in a good marriage with kids and a family and a white picket fence
versus bad.
I mean,
guy cheats
really relies on who your partner is.
So if guy cheats on spouse, athlete cheats on spouse, they're all but divorced. It's a terrible marriage. It's toxic and it's horrible, but they're sticking together for the money of the kids, and he doesn't want to do press conferences, and neither does she. Is that different?
I like that you're like, let's have a nuanced talk, but have a black and white answer.
Oh, no. I didn't ask you, is it right or wrong? I specifically asked you,
I think every situation is different.
Okay, so what I'm getting at is there is a world in which you look at the same offense differently based on the surrounding circumstances. It's not hard and fast for you. I'm not trying to corner you. I'm just asking you, is it hard and fast? You cheat, you're a piece of garbage, or you cheat, you're a piece of garbage?
I would say the problem I have with this is when you're trying to make yourself look like this amazing family person.
The hypocrisy?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
What if you're doing it to protect your wife and kids? I'm just asking. I'm just nitpicking, though.
I don't know what you're
you're
cheating to protect your wife and kids?
No. But I'm saying you're putting on the act that you're a nice, healthy family. And
that's one thing. Like if you're it's something you don't have to talk about. Hey,
they push their families. Okay.
Hey, I'm private life.
Yes.
I don't need to talk about my family.
When we come back, Jason worked very hard. I don't know.
Not that hard.
Well, no, you did all this research. That's going to be, we got to make that our next segment. What to watch? Pacers next tonight, Angels, A's, Royals, Giants. There, we knocked that out. Okay. Now we got to fill the next segment. Let's get to this Olympic flag football thing. What kind of team could the USA have in 2028? Roger Goodell will comment on that as well. We'll do that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Wednesday. Getting out the door to a pleasant start to the day with temperatures low 50s. As we head through the afternoon, expect plenty of sunshine, light winds, and it's going to feel warmer as highs move to the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
San Francisco 49ers 2025 single game tickets are now on sale. Join the faithful at Levi Stadium. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets. That's 49ers.com/tickets.
This Memorial Day, don't just make plans, drive them. With Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event, the road's calling for you, your playlist, and your new ride. Right now, get a low-cost lease on a 2025 RAV4, or shop the industry's best lineup of hybrid SUVs like the Grand Highlander Hybrid, Land Cruiser, or the Toyota Crown Signia. Toyota's got the ride to match your summer vibe. Hurry into Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event today. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offers end 6/2/25.
Sand, land, Cisco! What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Trey Songz, live. All the hits, all in one night. Trey Songz. Friday, June 20th, the venue at Thunder Valley. With special guest, Jeremiah. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com and see the show. Trey Songz, Friday, June 20th, the venue at Thunder Valley.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Roger Goodell talked yesterday about allowing NFL players to play in the LA Olympics, flag football, coming up in just a few years.
I think news represents a great opportunity for the sport, for the NFL. It's truly the next step in making NFL football and football a global sport for men and women of all ages and all opportunities across the globe. We think that's the right thing to do, and this is a big step in accomplishing that. For our players, we think it's a tremendous opportunity for them to represent their country, to compete for a gold medal, which is the pinnacle of global sports. It's something that I think all professional athletes, and we have two here today that will speak to this, that across many different sports, the opportunity to play for your country and to win a gold medal or any medal is a wonderful and an honor to be able to do.
He also spoke on the international market.
I think the potential for us to grow is there. It's the greatest opportunity for growth. I mean, we already have 200+ million fans here in the States. So we're not giving up on the States and continuing to expand here. But the international is just, it's an open market for us. We're introducing the game. We're sharing our game. And the fans are reacting to it in an extraordinary way. So we're excited about our potential. Yes, I do see 16 regular season games. I think that will happen sometime in the very near future.
So we talked about this yesterday. I said I thought it was stupid from a fan's point of view.
Yeah.
I don't want any Niners doing this. As much as I love my team and I love the players, and I totally get the want for them being some of the best athletes in the world. They're basically locked out of competing for a gold medal while they're watching Kevin Durant bring home. Yeah, I get it, but it does nothing for me as a Niner fan to watch Christian McCaffrey risk himself. I 100% understand and agree with Roger Goodell in the sense that now flag football isn't apples to apples with NFL football.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, Jason, when you zoom out,
right,
America is weird because the NFL is the most popular sport in this country. So popular, it's pretty much transcended being a sport. It's a national event. 98, I think, of the last 100 programs, we bring this up all the time last year, I think outside of the debate, and I forget what the hell the other thing was, of the most watched programs were either NFL football or college football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Baseball, basketball, and football, it's not even like we have to compare them because they're sports, but they're on completely different planes. There's no competition for the NFL. As a matter of fact, I've never seen this before. I wonder if you took basketball, baseball, golf, soccer, I wonder if you put all their viewing numbers together, would they catch the NFL? I don't think they would.
Right.
But soccer, or as they call it everywhere else, football, soccer is the most popular sport in the world along with cricket. Let's just leave cricket alone. That's a whole different conversation. Soccer is the most popular sport everywhere. Over here, we're like, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of cool. Is it? We like
it's grown, but
it's grown, but it's a distant, at best, it's a distant fourth, maybe fifth to hockey. So if you're the NFL, you're going, hold on a second, dude. America that's where Hollywood is. It's where all the progressive, we're the tastemakers. We're the trend starters for the world. Everybody catches up to us. We have dominated America. The NFL has conquered America and pretty much exists nowhere else unless they take a game overseas. And when they take the NFL, the Jaguars and the Falcons, whatever crap game they send over there, to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or Wembley or Sao Paulo, Brazil coming up, or wherever, Mexico City, it is insane to get into. It is wildly popular. And yeah, there's some expats that go there, but dude, it's the English. It's going to be the Brazilians. It's the Mexicans. Mm-hmm. They're going to experience this. Therefore, they have an entire world, many of which are kind of close, like rugby's kind of close to football. It's huge over in Europe and other places, Australia. So from the NFL's point of view, here's what's really scary. This is actually really scary. The NFL is so huge and ridiculous right now. But the NFL also, in the same breath, might also be the most valued bet when it comes to a stock of any of the other sports. The NBA is all over Europe. The NBA is all over the world. Baseball is all over Asia, all over Mexico, Venezuela, Dominican Republic. They're there. They're huge. The WBC is a massive thing in baseball. I know they've tried NFL Europe. I know there's been attempts. But dude, you go over and you start establishing these leagues and throwing money behind it, and you follow the NBA method. I wouldn't say the baseball method because the world knew baseball. There may be an opportunity where you're not going to take over for soccer or cricket or rugby. You're not going to, but you might compete with them. And oh my God, how much more revenue is there, especially if you're franchising, just like McDonald's. The NFL gets a cut of everything. I see where he's going.
Yeah.
It's smart.
Right.
I just think it's stupid.
There is, the way I could see it working is if flag football gets kids in other countries to play football.
You're right.
That's the one thing that's hurting.
I think you're right.
Football going to other countries.
Kids in England don't want to grow up. Well, actually, kids in England all want to grow up to be football players. Just not that football.
Yeah, different football.
Their heroes are...
Every English athlete you hear of that makes it into some other sport over here started as a soccer player.
100,000%. And by the way, and if for some reason it isn't soccer that they want to get into over there, it's cricket or it's rugby.
Mm-hmm.
That's the NFL isn't even an afterthought. Over here, now there are some kids over there that want to grow up to be LeBron James or Luka Doncic. Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah.
There are some kids over there. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, isn't Europe kind of a dead zone for baseball?
Yes.
Like popular superstars in Major League Baseball that hailed from Europe go. Anyone? There's got to be. Come on. There's got to be someone from England, France.
Thai France.
Italy. Spain.
Denard, Spain.
Finland, Denmark.
Steve Finley.
Czechoslovakia. What are you going to do with that?
Aaron, Czechoslovakia.
Isn't there like not a used Czech? Wasn't there an A's reliever that had a Czech in his name? Who is the A? Okay, this is like a horrible thing to bring up, but it's just what popped into my head. Who is the A's reliever? It was either for the A's or the Rays. And I want to say, like, in the middle of the playoffs, he lost a child. He was a reliever. I swear. Yeah. Does that ring a bell?
I know who you're talking about.
I swear to God. Pat Neshek.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. God, I'm not crazy.
Wow, good pull.
I know that was a really bad road to go down, but that's what. But when I think of him, I think of what he went through and all. Anyways, point being, what kind of team could you put together?
Yes, the dream team.
Quarterback. Lamar Jackson or Jaden Daniels you have written down here. I'm going to go with what you wrote down. I want to tell you who. Oh, do you have a pick from these that you've already thought of?
No, this was courtesy of CBS Sports did a piece, but they actually led with Jaden Daniels. But I thought, oh man, Lamar Jackson, because you obviously want a guy that can throw, but part of flag football and run too.
Lamar Jackson's 100% your pick.
Okay,
I do. Mm-hmm. I mean, no offense to Jaden Daniels, but dude, come on, Lamar Jackson's like the perfect hybrid flag football quarterback guy.
Could also play receiver.
Yeah, according to many. Devon Achane of the Dolphins, Ashton Jonty, Bijan Robinson. I think Ashton Jonty would be. We'll see.
What Gibbs?
Have you Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Christian McCaffrey.
What about I don't know.
You don't want him there.
Nope. What about a guy like Raheem Mostert, who's a hitter? But do you discount that because you need to be more? It's more about speed and juking in flag football.
Super fast. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, right. Raheem Mostert's one of the fastest.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It'll also be 3 more years from now, and I think he's already 30. Not that he'd be a dinosaur, but
did you make this? Okay, again, did you took this from CBS?
Yeah.
So this isn't your list.
No.
How in the hell is Tyreek Hill not listed? That wide receiver, they got Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf, and Jamar Chase.
There might have been more. Maybe
I'm fine with. Okay, for me, I think Tyreek Hill might be to me, number one pick of everyone.
Yeah,
like he is made.
But it's also 3 years from now. Not that again, he's not going to slow down that much.
You mean by then his nickname would be over the
Tyreek?
Or the cheetah.
Travis Hunter's got to be there, 2-way player.
Yes, that's one roster spot for 2 people. By the way, did you hear the thing about how Chip Kelly has
Cooper has to be there?
Cooper Kupp, Cooper Manning, Cooper Flag, Cooper Flag football.
He just calls it football.
Did I hear about what?
Friday?
Yes.
Friday. Chip Kelly has Ashton Jonty getting in a traditional stance.
Yes.
Out of his Mike Myers Halloween stance where he would stand straight up. He had him get into an NBA defending position and then said, yep, that's you gotta get. And Ashton Jonty's like, okay, basically he was like, it's good. He's like, all right, I'm the rookie. Like, I got to get my reps. I got to do what I'm told, but, I'm going to make him come around at some point. There's also, it's an interesting argument. It's like, on one hand, it's like, okay, dude, this isn't Boise State or whatever. This is the NFL, which stands for not for long if you stay in that stance. And also, that's worked really well for him. Maybe don't mess around with it.
Like, don't change the guy's jump shot if he's shooting 60%.
That's what right? What was the movie? Oh, no, that would be like maybe they're trying to do with Ashton Jaunty, like the Princess Bride sword fight with Inigo Montoya. He's like, I'm not left-handed either. Then he turns out he goes back to the normal jaunty stance. Yeah. We'll take a break. When we return, we're going to cross-talk with Alan Stiles. We'll do some celebrity birthdays, and we're going to get the energy up in this room. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Say it with me, my good friends at American Energy. Carmichael Dave here. For my friends who've been in the biz since 1981, have they been serving all of California? Nope, serving the greater Sacramento area. Not the lesser Sacramento area. Not the average Sacramento area. The greater Sacramento area. A+ in the Better Business Bureau when it comes to their rankings, not easy. And, you know, don't listen to the paid show on the TV and the radio. Go to Google. Read for yourself what people are saying about working with American Energy right now. Their tune-ups half off, $24.50 gets them out there to check out your system. Make sure it's all good to go for summer. And if it's not, they'll let you know what you need to do. And if, God forbid, but if you need a new air conditioning unit like I did a month ago, up to $4,000 in rebates. Up to $4,000 in rebates for qualified customers. Great company, locally owned and operated, great reviews, cheapest around. What more do you need? 916-520-9990. You need the phone number. That's 916-520-9990. How about a website? AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Count to 2 minutes, and we're back with Cross-Talk and birthdays next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Welcome to the Tap House Restaurant at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course. With an array of local craft brews from a selection of 20 taps, the Tap House menu boasts freshly made sandwiches, crisp salads, and a variety of specialty entrees. The Tap House Restaurant at Bartley Kavanaugh is the perfect spot to share good food, whether you play golf or not, especially during happy hour from 3 to 6 daily. Drop by the Tap House Restaurant for scenic views, exquisite food, and a hearty welcome. The Tap House Restaurant at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys. And I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there's something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael.
My marriage would have lasted 3 years.
Funny enough, and I honestly wasn't thinking about this when I said it, today is our 3-year anniversary.
Hey!
So now you're thinking of walking, huh?
You're thinking of walking?
Contract up? My contract would be up, and I would either extend or
what's really
enter
fun,
free agency.
What's really fun to think about, though, is what are the contract negotiations looking like, and what are you asking for?
Right.
And what are they asking
the
for?
multiple hats in front of you, and like which one you're choosing.
Honestly,
there's one with 2 rings on it, and one with the strobe lights on it.
Let's be honest; those would be the easiest negotiations ever. Because on one side, it would be like, look, your laundry, help around the house, the kids, the this, the that. Like there'd be a whole list of things, right? And then on the other side of the argument, there'd literally be one thing.
The problem is,
there'd be one thing.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, depending on the marriage.
The problem is, obviously, with kids involved, you
Yeah.
get a little dicey because in reality, it's, hey, I'll enter free agency because this is the patriarchy. I'm going to enter free agency for a year, and then I'll resign. Or
But why don't we do that with our sports teams? Wouldn't that make more sense? Like we're not married to them; they're not our kids. Shouldn't we every 5 years be able to renegotiate?
Nobody's stopping you.
We're the kids.
We're the kids.
We're the ones caught while mommy and daddy are fighting.
Exactly.
Except we're the kids that pay for it. Like kids get a free ride. Let's be honest.
Nobody's stopping.
We're the ones paying for the whole thing.
Oh, so you get a free ride from your parents right now?
Huh?
You get a free parent. You're not.
I got a free ride growing up.
Yeah, but what about now?
I'm still I don't, but I'm still the kid in the basketball thing. I mean, let's be honest. We're not.
No, we're the adult kids in the family now.
Well, if we were adult kids, we'd have more control, right? We don't have any control. Yeah, we're screwed.
I'm just looking here at.
We're all screwed.
JB,
because you have control over your parents, right?
I mean, you're pretty old. We lift them up pretty easy. Go ahead.
On First Take, and I do find it funny that obviously I was at that summit and everyone, radio this, radio that, and the whole old media, new media thing. I do find it funny because I saw Gilbert Arenas, who hates Sacramento, was on First Take yesterday. And I find it funny that they have these platforms and they're all doing really well and they're super successful. And everybody talks bad. And I know, the 4-letter network and everybody hates First Take and all this stuff. Everybody talks bad about it. Doesn't matter who you are. You get that call. You're talking to Stephen A the next day. Yeah. And they all want to crap on old media, but they come running every single time they call.
Tom Cruise is sitting on Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Right now. I mean, that sounds weird.
That's kind of...
He's not literally sitting on Pat McAfee.
Get off me.
He's on his show right now.
Pat is a weirder one, though. Nobody... It's not...
Pat is uber new media.
Yes. But the First Takes, everybody... Oh, we're creating this, so... And look at Draymond on TNT, right? It's... They want to talk bad about it, but as long as those checks clear, they're going to come calling.
Yeah, here's the secret. Everyone's full of garbage because if they really hated all of that, it wouldn't be on TV. People that bitch about First Take, then why are people watching it?
Right. How many shows have they pulled because the ratings stink?
That's what I'm saying. It's obviously doesn't. People it's like, American Idol, reality shows, it's terrible. Well, okay, but everybody watches them.
I mean, we did tune in because Baby Styles likes the singing to American Idol.
Also Spotify.
Shout out Jamal. He won.
Oh, I got you.
Spoilers.
Yeah, thanks. We were going to watch tonight. Jeez, I DVR'd it last night and everything.
Brian Seacrest still doing it.
Oh, is he? Oh, man. Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Hey, Crumble Cookies. Nothing says let's stay together, sweetheart, better than Crumble Cookies. I want out of here.
Should have got her some.
Not so fast. Here's a Crumble Cookie. Jason Ross.
All right.
Signing your 3-year deal.
That's right.
This one's for you, Chris. On this date, in what year was the movie MacGruber?
2010.
You better get this right. So are you guys going to agree or disagree?
No, I'll never ride Chris.
Hello.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hold on. I'm going to say, I'm going to say 2011. I know he's right, but I just, on the off chance that one of us get it right and he gets it wrong. Better. Right. Why not just take the chance?
And the one time I rode him, he was wrong.
Hello.
Wow, Tom Cruise is sitting on Pat McAfee and you're riding Chris.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Chris for Love.
Okay.
MacGruber 2010. How about Empire
15-year
Strikes
anniversary?
You know what, though? It was made in 2009.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back would be, 1981.
For
one of 2
Empire
years.
Strikes Back?
Yeah.
81?
Yeah, it's 1 of 2 years.
I got good taste.
Damn it.
Did they re-release it when we were?
Yes.
Okay. 83.
That was Jedi.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's either 80 or 81.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Jedi was
Or
83. Star Wars, I think, was 70.
I think it's 81.
Oh, 2 81s and an 83.
It's 80.
1980.
God,
Come on!
came out on VHS.
Happy birthday, Mr. T.
Oh, does
Pity
he?
the Fool.
Do you think? Yeah, does he still pity the fool?
He does.
We should do a song about Mother's Day. I played it for you. Oh, were you not here? Okay. Mr. T. By the way, the T. Anyone know what the T stands for?
Terrific.
Tough. Weirdly enough, Ticonderoga. I don't even know what the connection is. Right? Anyone? No Mr. T knowledge. He is 76.
Huh. You still got the mohawk?
Yeah.
Never leaves.
I don't know
I
if he
haven't seen him recently.
I don't know if he really does or not, but he's at least wearing a wig.
You said 73?
I did 76.
You said 73.
I did say 73.
You said 68, Dave? I'll say 75.
We have a correct answer. Goes to Alan Stiles.
Come on!
73.
I'm back!
Happy birthday to Josh Allen.
Tush push.
Fireball
Nobody talks
is
about
Josh
his
Allen.
tush.
Amanda
James.
Seyfried's boyfriend?
What a wagon.
Why did you say that squeakily?
Because I gotta be. Is that him?
You can't even repeat it. Josh Allen is he's 30 today.
Is he now?
He is. Can you believe it? Fireball's Josh Allen. Say it again.
I don't know. Football players, they are older than you think.
You know what they say about football players? Fireball. They play football.
29 tushes.
28.
We have a correct answer. 2 in a row. 4. Alan.
Come
Stiles,
on!
29. Can you get to 3 in a row? Let's go to Josh Hamilton.
Oh.
My home run derby.
Yeah.
Josh Hamilton is 45.
44.
42.
Hang on, guys.
Oh, no.
We have 3 in a row.
Uh-oh.
44.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
we got to keep going.
We
Bobby
have to.
Cox, Braves manager. No one has ever done 4 in a row.
Can you say that?
Yeah.
Okay, you have
On
to go
the nose.
first. What?
I don't have to go first.
Yes, you
That's the rule.
I got it.
Yes, you
No,
do.
I need help.
Yeah, no. That is the
Former
rule.
No, that's
we-
the rule. You have to do it.
We
You've
have
done 3 correctly on your own.
Yes, we have followed this rule every time.
No
Quickly.
one's ever done
We're
4
cutting
in a
into
row.
your show.
81.
I will
That's
say
right.
Bobby Cox is 83.
77.
The streak is over.
No.
Oh.
Dave is closest.
Uh-huh.
Happy 84th.
No.
But Alan, good job.
Yeah, well done. It was a good run. Well, you had it. But all that matters is who won last.
Okay, Chris, you don't do this. Okay, no, I do this with other people.
Real quick, 1-800-920-1140. Eric Church tickets, Free the Machine Tour, Gold One Center, November 13th. We got a pair of tickets to caller number 4 at 1-800.
Get 4 in a row.
920-1140. Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. We're almost out of time. What is going on today?
Chris,
we are out of time.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Keegan's going through